a place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Why wasn't that working? See, I don't get this. I don't get it. Is that working now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hey, yeah, I can see you, dick. That's from Phoenix Nights, by the way. Yeah, that all right now? Can you hear me? Don't know why that is. Very strange. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll start again with exactly what I said. Ads 24p's. Christine, you said aloha as well. Are you in Hawaii? Are you? Are you? I always thought they should have done a cop show in Newcastle called YI50. That would have been brilliant. There we go. I think we're caught up now with what I was shouting. Anyway, I'm only pretending. I'm joking. I'm joking. How are we all? The hat, the famous hat. It is a bit nice, this one. I like this. I think I might need another one of these. Just being silly. You are never silly, Christine. Nobody's silly on this channel. Apart from me. Oh, I am knackered. Oh, I am knackered. Where are we? It's not a network error, you absolute Ted. What is wrong with you? Hang on. This boy don't know what he's doing. That's more like it. There you go. Shane, how you doing, bud? It's a nice cap, it is, isn't it? Plus, I'm now at that age where I can wear these without any hint of irony. And you see all these young lads in their 20s wearing flat caps. You think, what an absolute tit. Yeah, the shorts, brilliant. The cheese rolling stuff is insane. What is wrong with people? Payback for circumnavigation of stadium. Fantastic band. I saw them in Toronto in 1972. There is a video coming out where I talk about that. In fact, I think it might have just uploaded, but I need to do a thumbnail and everything for it. Where I talk openly and honestly about these things, which is nice. Top to bottom, that is putting it mildly, Shane. Top to bottom. What happened was he started off and then went bottom. Insane. How many things did he break apart from the speed barrier? Ridiculous, man. He ragdolled. That's what he did. He ragdolled to the bottom of the hill. Did he catch the cheese? I've seen one of those recently as well where, quite obviously AI, a woman with a, what should we call it? A large bootay wearing revealing clothing. Not too revealing, just revealing enough. Runs down the hill and catches the cheese and holds it up while everyone else is tumbling over. It is the most ridiculously AI thing I've seen in my life. Not a spot of cellulite. Nothing. Nothing. So unreal. But yeah, these people are mental. The ones who genuinely run cheese downhill are insane. But I love all that. The lunacy of British life. I was watching a good thing last night while I was doing my Botham board, while I was revitive medicating, I can't even speak. You might like it actually, Mandy. Welsh, it's all about Wales. There's a hidden Wales. Saving Wales or something like that. Which is about people trying to fix things in Wales. Loads of historic things. Someone who bought a fort or a couple of forts who's trying to do them up and then open them to the public. Someone who's bought loads of chapels to save them being knocked down or falling down. It's absolutely fascinating. There's a miner's cottage or a place where miners used to go to eat while you're above ground. And it was absolutely fascinating. The history of Wales is amazing anyway. But seeing what people are trying to do now to maintain some of that. Fantastic. Did I do the new one? I did. It will. Thank you for the follow, Joe Yusuf. Thank you very much. You watched the Irish ones. Which Irish ones? Esther. Bonjour, as they say in Germany. They don't really. Sponsor me thermos, you bastards. Oh, still hot. They are so good. I need more of them. What ho, Esther? That just means hello. It doesn't mean being called a ho. What ho? It's a very, very old. When is that from? Is it sort of Shakespearean? Is that what it is? What ho? I say, what ho? That's not even ding dong, is it? Irish heritage ones plus a few Welsh ones. Well, this is on the BBC to give it its Morse code title. I'll find out which one it is and I'll send you the link if I can. I loved it. You'll probably like it anyway because it is Wales and it's proper Wales. It's not just one little bit of it, it's all over, which is fantastic. Nottinghamshire twang, or up my dear, up my darling. I know it is, isn't it? Proper Nottinghamshire. I always thought the Nottinghamshire twang was the twang of the bow and arrow being shot by what's his name? Robert Hood. Is that him? Tallyhoers from hunting. Oh, or tallyhoers. But what ho? Could what ho come from the same thing? And of course, the East Midlands is known for hunting, isn't it? Robin Gett. That's him, isn't it? Robin Gett. Yeah, East Midlands is known, Leicestershire especially, for hunting, which is why their football team is called the Foxes. And despite the rest of the country being horrified by fox hunting, they have proper gone for it. They used to have a dead fox on the pitch before the games, not even joking, a literal dead fox. Now been changed, but they still play the diddly on the owl horn. Plymouth Hoe, which is H-O, not H-O-E, by the way. Unless you're talking about someone who works down the docks of a night. Hello, sailor. Yeah, Plymouth Hoe was where, was it Drake played bowls? Which one was it? While he looked out over the south coast of England to see Thingy, the Armada. Groove Armada. He looked out from Plymouth to see Groove Armada, unless I've got this mistaken. Robin Hood. Tope hole. What? Me tope hole isn't open. Me tope hole wouldn't open at all yesterday, would it? So I stood in the gents' toilets at the Hill Dickinson, looking like I was interfering with myself. I wasn't really. Honest, if you were there, I wasn't. Defo ho. What do you call me? Top ho. What's hoeing on? Let's get it on. Yeah, no. Yeah, Plymouth Hoe. What is that? Is it a defensive lookout, isn't it? Plymouth Hoe, I think. Is it the Solent that looks out over? That's Portsmouth, isn't it? Portsmouth to Solent. Where's Plymouth look out over? I should know geography much better, but I don't. I stayed on in sixth form, so I left school in 1991. When I left, loads of in fact, I wasn't even doing geography after 1989. When I left, countries that used to exist didn't exist anymore, and loads of countries that didn't exist now existed. It's absolutely crazy. I left school when Czechoslovakia was still Czechoslovakia. Now all of a sudden it's 400 countries. Sam, howdy all. Esther, put you on the bar. Hang on. That deserves one of those as well. And we'll piggly ding you. Oh yeah. Shattered. You will see if you watch the video when it comes out, I explain in gory detail all the gory details. Ooh, hoi, which of course is like a Dutch hello, and what ho could be related. If we mash them together, we can have what hoi, couldn't we? Which almost sounds like a British touring car driver of the 80s and 90s, Will Hoy. Fact. Hang on, is that door shut? Just let me check. The door is shut. Oh. Oof. Oof. It is warm though. Went for my walk earlier and it was so nice outside. You know what I mean? It was really lovely. A glass of rosé. Ooh, a glass of rosé. Hope everyone's having a good evening. We should be. Hoy is hey. Alright. That means that Will Hoy is Will Hay. And Will Hay was an actor, a comedian and actor in the UK. Sort of a Norman Wisdom style actor. That's good, I like that. You learn something new every day. Despite the fact that I lived in a farming kind of area in the Netherlands, I didn't know that was Hoy. Don't talk about haylofts, it sends me kind of funny. Keep talking about haylofts, I want to be funny tonight. I want to be engaging, I want to be charming. Rosé. Rose for the lady. Pronounced rosé. Is that large? Large? A large? You want a large one? Oh, a thing. Ding dong. Fucking hell. Everything's aching. Everything's aching but you. You are welcome, of course. That's some mighty fine bartending there, Esther. Mighty fine bartending. Everything. Everything. Show the vid, you want to see if it works. Hang on. Which video? The one of Captain Kayaking. Oh, kayak, I've just mentioned kayak. There we go. It worked. I like that one. A bucket of tea. Have we got a bucket? I think we've got a bucket of tea, haven't we? Where are we? Drinks. Nice bucket of tea. Bucket of tea. What's LG? IG? LG? What we talking? Mandy, what you're on about? Don't forget, my brain doesn't work properly. And I've been for a walk. What else? What else have I added? I can't remember what else I've added. That'll do. That'll do. Pipe down, son, that'll do. Only 100 degrees Fahrenheit at the moment. Yesterday you made it to 104 before an unforecasted brief storm rolled through. It sounds very wild. Overly hot, and I can't get my mind around that. Hot, and also stormy. IG, I know Insta. But what's it supposed to mean? I can't remember. Am I supposed to do something? Oh, hang on. Ah, right. Giza second, IG. Right. Take my glasses off. Right, here we go. Plymouth Hoe. Right? Plymouth Hoe. A large, famous public park and waterfront space in Plymouth, Devon. It offers wide green lawns and a cliff-top promenade with stunning views over Plymouth Sound. There you go. That's the one. It's also the legendary spot where Sir Francis Drake played bowls before fighting the Spanish Armada in 1588. Yeah, the key sites on the Hoe with an E. Smeaton's Tower, a famous red and white striped lighthouse. Aren't they gorgeous? Seriously. Red and white striped lighthouses. There's one in North Wales, isn't there, Mandy? Is it fairly early on the coast? Is it near Flint? Where is it? There's a really, really beautiful red and white striped, candy striped lighthouse somewhere in North Wales. We'll have to check that out. Moved here from the sea, so it was in the sea to begin with. I didn't know that. Tinside Lido, a circular Art Deco outdoor swimming pool by the water. There used to be a Lido in Southport as well, which is an outdoor swimming area with actual seawater. They should bring that back. A statue to Sir Francis Drake. The Royal Citadel. Oh yeah, a massive 17th century military fortress at the East End. I have seen that. BBC 4 have done a documentary where that was on. There you go. It is free to enter. Open 24 hours a day, every day, because it's just a wide open space. Half a mile south of Plymouth City Centre. So if you go into Plymouth, get a train or something there and have a wander. There you go. That's boss. Thank you, Mandy. I like that. If it wasn't so far away, that'd be a nice place to go and visit, I think. But it is literally the other end of the country. Feckin' miles away. Feckin' miles away. And it's Plymouth Hoe with an E at the end. Pool with saltwater sounds spa-ish. It does. There used to be loads of places in the UK that had Lidos. And the Southport one, I think there was a channel going from the actual sea into the Lido, so it was constantly refreshing the water. And you could just, it was like a proper outdoor pool. Everybody used to go here all the time. It's supposed to be good for you as well, isn't it? Salt water. It's not just salt, there's other minerals in the water which is supposed to be beneficial for your skin and things like that. But it's cold. Very, very cold. And hoe comes from wow, as in an expression of surprise. What hoe? Oh, hello. Oh, whoa, hoe. Yeah, like those things in Eastern Europe where you went for curing health. Yeah. Medjugorje and places like that, wasn't it? Yeah. Exactly the same. And you can do something similar in Iceland, can't you? But it's more, it's geysers. Proper geysers, know what I mean? Proper geysers. Keep me that damn Vav. Proper geyser. Which has also got the same minerals in. Yeah, a sanatorium. Which sounds like a Greek island, doesn't it? A Greek island next to Billy Ray Cyrus, which also sounds like a Greek island. Billy Ray Cyrus, man. A reminder that under every ponytail is a fucking arsehole. Heidi Hi and Hody Hi. Heidi, yeah. My ex-wife was called Heidi. So whenever they Heidi Ho. Heidi Hi, Hody Ho. Just, yeah. You shouldn't laugh, but you do, don't you? Despite, we get on alright, you know what I mean? Don't be calling her a hoe. Hubby and yourself went to a couple of hot spring spas on a road trip in Colorado years back. Very nice. Oh, I bet you that was fantastic. I don't really want to go to the States. I've got a yearning to go to the States. Been to LA twice. That was enough. But I wouldn't mind doing Colorado. Looks amazing. The mountains and all that, and the snow and trails and things. Wouldn't mind that. New York looks like it'd be a buzz, but also just Like, it'd be like London, but doubled and tripled. Proper geezers. Easy, how you doing? How's things? You alright? Solis says hello. How is Solis? Hello, Heidi, if you're watching. She will not be watching this. She will not be watching this. Trust me, she will not be watching this. Jess occasionally might watch. You don't know about the lighthouse in North Wales? Let's Google it. There's a lighthouse North Wales. Off the coast. Not like off the coast. You can actually walk on the beach and see it. Lighthouse North Wales. Not Anglesey. Point of Ayr. Is that the one? That could be the one, Talaka. No, it's not that one, although that is pretty. Right, I'm going to have to show you this. It's not candy striped. I was lying to you. It's that one. It's actually on the beach, so you can go and see it. Point of Ayr Lighthouse at Talaka, which is not too far away from you, really, is it? And I think it's not too far away from the Wirral, the Oblong of Dreams. Definitely not red and white, no. It's got red on the top and it's got white at the bottom, so in my mind, candy stripes, but it's not. I've lied to you there. I apologise. I apologise. It's a lovely state. Would avoid in winter, at least driving on the steep mountain roads. I would not like to drive in the States at any point. I don't think I'll get my mind around it. Yeah, Solis from Arsenal, your fellow Greek. He also used to play for Norwich as well, which is Steve-O's team. Nee, Mandy, het is niet rood-wit. Dat is niet rood-wit. Het is niet een rood-wit situatie. Het is niet een rood-wit situatie. Ja hoor. Tolly in Suriname is a gentleman's pleasure area. Not far, not red and white. I know it isn't. I thought it was, but it wasn't. Mandy, I apologise, but I've had a fucking stroke. Jesus Christ, man. We're talking about cities. Seoul in Korea, one of the best cities you've ever been. I'd love to go somewhere like that. My dad went to do Tokyo back in 1980, before people started going to Japan on a regular basis. People only went there for work. People never went there to travel. It was before the big boom in people going to Southeast Asia. He was blown away by how fantastic Tokyo was. Coming from like the UK back in the 80s, it was 1980, so 70s, 80s UK compared to Japan, it was like a different world completely. So I'd love to do that. Seoul looks amazing. Maybe one day. As it is at the moment, I struggle to get a bus ride to Scotland, so I'd be knackered going anywhere else. Ali Ali O, Ali 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 O. We're Everton FC. Roberto's Blue Army. It's not Roberto anymore. Rood-wit is Ajax colours, it is. Het is ook FC Twente, Wrexham, Middlesbrough. Sent a Larthouse pick. Have you sent a Larthouse pick? Has there seen a Larthouse cocker? Oh. Oh, that's a pretty one. Hang on. Isn't that pretty? In Deauville. Which sounds like a place where it's just full of bakers, doesn't it, Deauville? Making bread all day long. Isn't that pretty? I like that. And of course, the sky looks amazing, so it pops. It pops. Pops. It pops. Florida flag, no, I haven't, Mandy. I have not had the energy to do a single bastard thing today. I've done one or two bits and pieces, but that was it. Watch some footy. Fell into the Union. Barged our way to the toilet with the kung fu kick. Not enough hours in our trip. Sorry, I'm singing Gomez now. No, I've just not had the energy. I'll do that tomorrow when my head's better. Deauville is in Normandy. You went there when you were young, Esther? Which one's Michigan? It is... Hang on, we have got one up there though. Michigan will be the far one, far left. Hang on. Don't fall over. Don't fall over. Hang on. No, is it that one? No, it isn't. It's the other one. That's not the right one. That's the wrong one. That will be Michigan. Michigan. There you go. So we have got it. Don't forget, Sam is a Michigander, isn't she, originally? So pretty a town, Deauville. I've not really done France. It was never somewhere that appealed to me when I was young. Drove through Paris and stayed for an hour or two, whenever that was, back in 1987-ish. 87, 88, can't remember which one. But never really appealed to me. But as I got older, looking at it now, oh, hang on, get off, bloody thing. It does look amazing. Some parts of France look stunning, and also I like French cinema, so I like this idea of driving a 2CV round, I don't know, loads of fields, just past loads of fields, and seeing people shrugging and smoking Giton Blonde. Tomash over on Twitch, along with the other 5,998. There's not 6,000 people over on Twitch. The whole area is really nice. Rough cliffs in Bretagne. Breton. I went to Saint Malo. Wasn't an island. It is now. Went with your parents. Yeah, France, it looks... Now I wouldn't mind going. Oh, Streak reached. You've got an elk and a deer on a Michigan flag. That one was close. That was off. Actually, that was Wikipedia. I might have to look into it though and change things. Never trust Wikipedia. Sorry. Elk and a deer. I'll speak to you outside of this and make sure we get the right one. That'll go in the bin. We'll put you off France, where it's full of French people. Yeah, to be honest with you, back in the 70s and 80s, while I was growing up as a sallow youth, it would have been that. We called them frogs, they called us roast beefs. And it shouldn't be that way. They're our cousins, man. We're that far away. Foster had many friends in Paris, so he went often. Paris is a fucking shithole though, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's absolute shithole. If they pressure washed the place and perfumed it a bit nicer and stopped so many knobheads in cars going round there, it'd be fantastic. But at least when I went, it was an absolute shithole. But of course, Napoleon III stayed in Southport, lived in Southport for a while, and was so enamoured of the town, when he moved back to France to take over as the main gaffer, he decided to redesign Paris so it looked more like Southport. So things like the Champs-Élysées was based on Lord Street, which is the main thoroughfare through the middle of Southport town centre. Paris looks like Southport. True story. Geen probleem, Sam, geen probleem. You went 70s and 80s, it wasn't so bad then. We were late 80s, I think, and it was an absolute shithole. Mind you, a lot of places would have been back then. Filthy, not cleaned up. Nowadays, people are a bit more proactive in looking after cities, aren't they? You just like hanging out in Paris with your previous partner. I love that. Isn't that a great thing to say? I used to love hanging out in Paris with my previous partner. Tried to go once a year. Had his favourite haunts from when he was first went as a young man. I am not having you on at all. It is supposed to be true. I know it's on Wikipedia, but it was always a famous sort of, I don't want to say urban myth, because there's a bit more behind it than that. But yeah, if you have a look at, I will do a video about this at some point, or it will show. If you look at Lord Street in Southport, it's quite a wide boulevard, and it's got all those wrought iron canopies coming out on the western side of the boulevard, which you get cafes and things underneath them. All it takes genuinely would be someone with a squeeze box, or what did he call accordion, playing French music, and you'd swear you were in Paris. Apart from the occasional shout of "Hey, not bad," then a Scouse accent, but it is. Casper, evening, evening. Yeah, once you see what Lord Street looks like, you can see how it was sort of based on that design. Big wide thoroughfare. Arcades, there's a couple of arcades. Very pretty. It's nice, I like it. But for some reason we're getting always getting added to the worst seaside towns in the UK, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Really don't. It's pretty. There's quite a bit to do. Not as much as there was back in the, well, 50s, 60s, 70s, but there's still quite a bit to do. Lots of good restaurants. The sea doesn't come in. Well, that's not really our fault, is it? And it does come in. It just doesn't come in on one side of the pier. And now we can't really touch that because it's a wetland wildlife habitat. Yeah, but the beach is massive, and the sea does come in. I mean, fair enough, I've lived here for 35 years and I've seen the sea about 10 times, but it does come in. And when it comes in, oh holy fuck does it come in. That's why we've got a sea wall. That's why I'm able to stream from the sea wall, because it's actually needed. If you get a proper moon tide and a spring tide or something like that and it comes in, you know about it. You will know about it. There you go. There you go. Let's read what it says for those who can't actually see it. Lord Street Town Trail. The exiled Prince Louis Napoleon lived in Southport 1838 and admired the long straight wide tree-lined Lord Street. Later he remembered Lord Street's elegance when he returned to France as emperor and transformed Paris with its now famous boulevards. There you go. That's where that comes from. So Lord Street, and if you look at it, you can sort of see how they made the Champs-Élysées based on that kind of vibe. Didn't copy and paste, but that kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Joey, how you doing, bud? But it's lovely. It's a lovely place. It's lovely. I'll get there eventually. Has that uploaded yet? It has. It's uploaded and I look demented. Right, picture sent. Down is Paris. Up is at your home. Brother from Toronto from Foster had come over. Alright, here we go. Right, so the one below is Paris. This one is Paris. I can never get this right. Paris. There you go, Paris. And that is home. That is family. Family, as Al Murray would say. Family. It's all about family. Love the black and white pics. More black and white pics, please. Fantastic. Thank you, Esther. Bonjour, Esther. That plaque is on the Duke's Folly Hotel, which is at the bottom of Duke Street. Another fact. The River Nile flows underneath Duke's Folly and also used to run underneath the George Hotel where I lived. Obviously not the Nile in Africa, but there's a river called the River Nile, which sort of flows up to where we are now. And there used to be, we had a larder, which was the dry goods store, but we had the larder. And if you walked in there, it was all tiled floors. And there was a little grid thing. You could open the grid up and you could hear the water running underneath. And it wasn't like a drain, it was a proper little flowing river. Absolutely amazing. You got a good pick on the way home from Sweden on Friday. I love how people are just casually dropping shit like that. And oh yeah, it's on the way from Sweden on Friday. Isn't good quality, but it's moody. Has the bridge to the left in Copenhagen, and that waste burner facility with a ski slope. I love stuff like that. The little girl, of course, is you. Looking out the wetland edge in the sea with birds doing a murmuration in between the two things. Oh, beautiful. River Nile, the G is silent, and it's very gnarly. It's lovely. If you want to talk about fun, go parasailing. I was talking about this the other day, funnily enough. The ex-wife and the daughter FaceTimed me. They found a birth book. All the stuff that we kept hold of when Jess was born, like me season ticket stub that I couldn't go to. I think the first tooth is in there and some other bits and pieces. The scans from when we first seen what she looked like, all that kind of stuff. And when we were talking about going to Cuba, and the ex and the two people that we met over there, lovely couple from Huddersfield, they went parasailing, and I was so hungover at that point that I couldn't do anything apart from lie in the sun with a towel over my head. And I don't get hangovers, never did. But I drunk that much. We were on all kinds of weird shit. Cuban rum, Mexican beer, all kinds of shite. And also I'm shit scared of heights. You fancy going parasailing? I'm off, leave me alone. Literally hours later they come back and I was still there. We went out that night though. Because we're Brits, we went out that night. They're lovely pics to have, aren't they? The bridge, Bron Bridge. Dat brug. Dat echte brug, Esther. Dat echte brug. Ja hoor. I'm being bombarded with messages again. Do you know you are live? Do you know? Fucking hope so, lad. Ali, you will go on the bar as soon as Esther's piggly ding is piggly dinged. Piggly dung? Piggly dang? Piggly dinged? I don't know. We'll have to make it up at some point. Which bridge is that? I seem to know that one. Was it used in something? Was it in something? Died a long time ago, around 2005. Same as your mum, only was even younger. Only 54, bloody hell, man. That's my age next time round, isn't it? That's not old. I always thought that was old. It's not. Once you get there, it's not. In the same way that the Who used to sing, I hope I die before I get old. They should change that now, shouldn't they? So I hope I get old before I die, which they have done. Would have been cheaper to stay in the UK and get bladdered. It would have done, but I would have missed out on one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I don't know what, it's not even, what's not town hall. The sort of the government building in Havana is based on the White House in Washington, but it's a smaller version. And you can go on a tour of it, and it's got bars. So I sat and had a beer in the Parliament. It looks like the White House, the Parliament building or the presidential parliamentary building of Cuba. Feet up, traffic going below us, having a few beers. They've got a room in there which you're not allowed to go into, which is entirely gold. Everything is pure gold in there. The walls have got gold on them, furniture's gold, all kinds of mad shit. You're not allowed in there. Come in, brother, come in. Sound. So we went on a tour of it. It is mind-blowing. It's amazing. Also stood on the lectern in Revolution Square in Havana, where Fidel Castro used to do his all that kind of stuff, his big speeches. That was amazing as well. And there's a picture of me somewhere, is it on this phone? I don't think it's on this phone. It might not be on this phone. We'll have a look though. No, I don't think it's this phone. Of me in front of the big thing. What was it called? The Ministry of Information, it might have been. Which is the famous building with the Che Guevara picture on the side of it. There's a picture of me looking like an absolute twat, obviously. Is it in downloads? No, it's not documents. Downloads? Where's downloads? Screenshots? No. Where's downloads? Used to have downloads. Where is it? Oh, downloads. Is it in there?
Piggly ding. Next.
Piggly ding. Next. No, it's not in there. Right. Thank you, Esther. Where is it? No, 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 no. None of those. I don't know where it is, but I've got it anyway. Me Google pic files, it'll be somewhere. Just don't know. I've got that many phones, I don't know where anything is. Plus, all my phones are used for recording stuff, so it's mad. But it was a fantastic experience. I tried to look cool, but I looked like an absolute knob anyway. Bron is the Danish and Swedish spelling of the bridge, and it's a thriller series. I've not seen that. Has it still got both wings? It has. And it was one of the most amazing experiences as well, because I've never been to a major city, and Havana is a major city, where there wasn't a single McDonald's or Starbucks or anything like that. There was none of that. If you wanted a coffee, there was local coffee shops. If you wanted fast food, there was fast food places, but it was all in-house kind of thing. And next to the building, there was a downed plane, and there was a tank from the Revolution just sat there. Lovely. Oh, in Top Gear, Jeremy passes that bridge. Is that the one? Yeah, he was in a Mercedes, wasn't he? From Copenhagen to Malmö. The bridge, the series, is in these two places. Ah, right. Yeah, I remember that one. He was driving a very nice Mercedes. I'd like that Mercedes. I love Mercedes. Stop saying Mercedes. I won't say Mercedes. The day before you drove up into Norway, into a lovely area called the Finnish Forest, or the Republic of the Finnish Forest. Due to a lot of Finnish folks emigrating there from the 1700s. Go there almost every year. I know my Swedish friends, of which there are quite a few actually, one of them, her family were Finnish, so they go back to Finland quite regularly, and she was saying how certain parts of Sweden is pretty much just Finnish. They're interchangeable, aren't they, Finland and Sweden, apart from the language being absolutely insane. She looks a bit Finnish actually, that kind of Finnish look. She looks a bit Finnishy. Looks an amazing part of the world. Bloody cold though, and of course very dangerous, I would have thought. Finland, next to Russia. Cold War, very Cold War, freezing war. Lots of spies travelling over. That's where Oleg Gordievsky, that's where he travelled in the back of a car with a reflective blanket, heat reflective blanket surrounding him, to make sure that if they were looking at it, they couldn't see that there was actually a body in the back of the car. And they covered up whatever smell he was making in the back of the car, because the woman whose husband was a spy dude bringing him into the West had a baby, and the baby had shit its nappy, so that covered everything. And the dogs, the sniffer dogs, were so insulted by the smell of the nappy that they couldn't find anything else. So Oleg made it into the West, and as they crossed over the border, they played Finlandia, and he knew what it was. There you go, true story. That was in his book, Next Stop Execution. Fantastic book, worth reading if you can. He's a great man, a great man. Now lives in the UK somewhere down south. Jeremy and the Merc and the two amigos by ferry. That Merc, I can't remember which one it is, but it's a lovely looking Mercedes. Lulu Bellatini. Lulu Bell, Lulu Bellatini, Lulu Bell, Lulu Bellatini. How are you? How are you in yourself? How's life 38,000 feet up Mount Pendle? Is your house still in one piece? Is next door still standing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Has the twat next door done anything else? Finland has places that are mostly Swedish. Not really the case in Norway and Sweden. Unless it is far north, yeah. Very, very far north. Finland was under Swedish rule for many a many year. Not like the Swedes to rule anywhere, is it, apart from Sweden? As your house fell down, that's what we want to know. As your house fell down, I was keeping an eye on the Richter scale to see if there was any kind of, tremor in the northwest, which could be a chimney stack falling down or something. You never know, it could be. You never know. Was there a boom in Barlick? A boom in Barlick? Oh, hang on. I'll get there eventually. What the hell am I doing? Where is it? There it is. Because you know we like an ooh, don't you? We like an ooh. We definitely like an ooh in the sky. How about that one? Look at that for an elongated ooh provided by Louise. Look at that. That's a proper ooh. Look at that. That is, I don't even know how long that is. 40 mile. 35, 40 mile ooh. There's a lot going on there. That's a lot going on. And of course, because it's an ooh, we need the ooh plane. Of course we need the ooh plane. And because we mentioned planes, the house is still up. The house is still standing. Yeah. Well, hopefully it carries on. Did you get any further with the council or whoever finding out whether it was needed to be registered, the work needed to be registered? Planning permission? Any further with that? Or just go next door and knock shite out of him? With your longer reach, obviously, because Louise, very, very long limbs, long levers, I think you call it in the boxing trade. 11 foot 12. Willowy with it. Reach. Fucking hell, man. She could punch you from next door easily. Esther Mrs. Ewing. You watched Ajax and missed the cheering kippers and the Ewing. Well, we don't mind it. Oh, yeah, do you know what? By the way, I think, I'm going to check just to make sure. Tom Ash did tell me, but, can you believe anything from someone who comes from the fucking Wirral? Everton should be on TV on Wednesday. If that's the case, Wednesday's live will also be a match hatch. So there could be re-ooing again. Could be. Big up the plains, man. Casper, funny you learn this time in Sweden that the old Danish regions of Sweden, Skåne, Holland, Blekinge, Blekinge is referred to by the Swedes as East Danish dialects. Blekinge, Inge. Holland, Skåne, Holland, Blekinge. Completely and utterly offensive though I've just said those words. There you go. Who'd have thunk it? Nice, very nice. And also because it's footy, there will be the Tony Campari conversation tune going on. Obviously, we like a bit of that. Don't mind a little bit of TC. Thursday you play. Thursday is the day you play. Ooh. Succulents coming on a treat, by the way. Coming on a treat. I need to repot, don't I? Move the not bonsai. Yeah, talking of Haaland, Erling has chopped his hair off. Did you see his Instagram post where he started off like he just shaved the sides and the top was like a fanny head, centre parting, fanny head as we used to call it back in the day. And he's pulling silly faces. Next thing you know, off. And with him being uber blonde, You can see his skull through it and all kinds. Looks like his dad now. Didn't score today though, did he? But they got the win, like all good teams do on the opening day. If you see a Scania truck, Scania is Latin for schooner and schooner. They are brilliant trucks as well, aren't they? Scania. There's an American YouTuber, IW Rocker, I think he is, who does lots of car stuff as well. Lots of car sort of reactions, and he did a really good reaction about the difference between US trucks and European trucks. A lot of the US ones have got like a long nose, haven't they? Got a big bonnet and everything, whereas most of the Europeans are overcabs. And I think he was a little bit blown away by how good the European trucks were. Scania especially. Very, very highly regarded. How is that pronounced? Skåne, is it? Is in the southwesternmost part of Sweden and has Malmö in it. Malmö. Malmö lad. You are subbed to him. Yeah, he does some really good stuff, doesn't he? I think he was one of the ones that sat there and you could see his face drop when he was watching the TT. And rallying, I think rallying as well blew his mind. He spent years watching NASCAR, cars just going round in circles, well, an oval. Then all of a sudden you watch rallying and think, what the hell is this? Thousands of people on the road as you're passing through them. Mind completely... Mwah. I like him, he's quite good actually. Quite a big lad as well, isn't he? 6'3"-ish and quite hefty. Saw a video of his where he was getting into a 2CV. Lad, there's loads of room in that compared to some of these cars. It's not on a telly. What's going on? What's going on? If you say the English word over, the O sounds like an A with a. So yeah, so Skåne. 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 Yeah. I sort of know some of these, but I don't. Thanks to Jan Sørensen. Him. It's on Sky. Is it on Sky? Is it definitely on Sky? I can't even check. It is supposed to be on Sky. It's a Carabao Cup game. Skåne. There you go. Happy days. Yeah, Carabao Cup game. Preston away. Preston North End. I was talking to my mate Sharon the other day. She only lives down the road. I've worked with her from 2004. Big Evertonian as well. And she works in Preston. You going to Preston game, Ashy? I'm not. Why not? Don't do away games, man. But we know loads of Preston folk because I've worked up there as well loads of times. So Preston North End, I've got a soft spot for them. Always look out for the results. I'd love to see them in the Premier League. That would be a good away game, that I think. Less than an hour from here and I'd be able to park in places. You do us a favour, can I park there, like? Which channel? Velka Chanel? Oh, it's out there somewhere. I don't know. Schedule sent. Schedule sent. Right, here we go. Sky Sports main event. Sky Sports football. Sky Sports Ultra HDR. Oh. Esther's got no Sky. Esther's Sky has fallen. There's a song about that, isn't there? Right, so it is on Sky on Wednesday. So I can watch Sky on the TV. So on Wednesday we'll do a match hatch. If you can't watch it, you can't watch it. It's not about watching it, the footy anyway, is it for you lot? It is for me, and you'll see me cry in real time, rather than just in the car on the way home. The Lord said, let there be light, and there was shite. There was light. But Esther, normally, if a game's on Sky, is it not also shown on some channels? Pretty much. Like if a game is shown on Spanish TV, we tend to get it on one of our channels over here. La Liga, stuff like that. Yeah, not like you watch anyway. You wouldn't. Unless Everton were getting beat, and you'd watch deliberately to piss me off, wouldn't you? Just to annoy me. I enjoyed that game, that 6-0 defeat. I really enjoyed that one. Now, it'd be not worth watching. We are shite. Oh, and today, I watched the Man City game. Jack Grealish came on for Man City. Back at his parent club. That's who he plays for. He didn't look happy. He didn't. I mean, when he scored, he had a smile on his face, but that was it. At Everton, he had a smile on his face all the time. If he was walking down the touchline, smile on his face. Someone would shout something from the crowd, smile on his face. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to be here. Bless him. I felt so sorry for him. Coming on as a sub, he'd have been a starter for Everton. Maybe not now, though. With the class of Tyreek George, who played fantastic on Saturday. Or yesterday even. It was only yesterday, wasn't it? Wonder if it's on Prime. It could be, on Prime. They do that sometimes, don't they? Prime will show games as well. Sky, during the week for the Carabao. Usually Viaplay, but now with the bloody F1 it's not on. Another telly's got Champions League and Europa League. There shouldn't be an F1 anywhere near the same day, same time. Wasn't the F1 today? Boring as shit. F1. F1, FU. Yeah, who's got the fastest laptop? Can't be arsed with that. I did watch the British touring car earlier. That's got just as bad, to be honest with you. Makes me long and yearn for the days of the old touring car championships. Back when the old Ford Sierra Cosworth RS500 was rallying racing rather. Andy Rouse, amazing. Oh man, hang on. Look at this. It's only 9 o'clock. How bad's this? This asshole again. I mean, it's night time. Look at it. To be fair, with the naked eye, it doesn't even look that much lighter, to be honest. Just a little tiny smidge. The merest smidge. Look at that. 9 o'clock. That is actual night, isn't it? Hoo-yah! That's like actual night. Actual night. Yeah, F1 in Zandvoort. Yes, I've seen F1 from Zandvoort as well. There's been some very famous races from there. Isn't there a very nice beach nearby? A very nice beach. What was that mentioned then? That might have been a particularly famous race with... Was it Jim Clark? I think Jim Clark had a very famous race at Zandvoort. It is Sunday, it is. It is, and we've got everybody here. Bloody hell, we are. We're all here. The gang's all here. The gang to entertain you. Anyway, it is Sunday. What's Jeff been up to this week? Pint and a win. Perfect. Oh, he was at the Everton game, was he? Of course he was. Couldn't go anywhere without him, could I? Checking the work on the pier. Oh, they have been working on the pier. That could open not too far away. Loading all the assets for tonight's stream. So if anything goes wrong, it's his fault. Hoo-yah! Any problems, it's his fault. And I understand you're not going to have a go with him, are you? Not with cheekbones like that and eyes like chipped ice and holy shit. That last one, the chest on him. Fucking hell, man. Look like a Chesterfield sofa. Bloody muscles on him. Yeah, any problems though, that's it. It's his fault, not mine. Sunset here today was 20:38, 8:38. You're starting to feel the night start to creep in. I went to pick Jess up on Friday night, Saturday morning, and I felt, for the first time, I felt proper, full-on autumn was in the air. Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff. Day is down 3 hours exactly today. Bastard. Jeff 1 needs to borrow Erling's razor. Is Erling's razor, I know it sounds like Occam's razor, but it does sound very much like some kind of theory, doesn't it? Erling's razor means you can't be in 3 places at once. Well, you could be, I suppose, couldn't you? You could be here, there and everywhere. Not on Prime either. Bastards. Bastards. They're ruining everything. Jeff, though. Oh, look at him. Eyes are like chipped eyes. The night is what gets you because it's so proper dark. You love the bright nights. I didn't, and now I do, and now I hate it. Sorry. I don't even know what I pressed. What did I press? I pressed something else. We were somewhere else. Thank you for that, Louise. Thank you for that. You're not losing the plot. I'm losing the bloody plot. The dark mornings piss me off. I went for a walk at 5:30, wasn't it, earlier on this week? And it was lovely, but it was 5:30 and it was dark. Erling's razor is whether he can or not score. He can still score or not. He can, and he will. Many, many thereof. Thank you for pointing that out. I have my many faults, don't I? One of which is not knowing me arse from my elbow at the moment. I think I need to change the icon from the previous one to the new one, so I'll know exactly where I'm supposed to be at any given time. This is bloody complicated, this stream now. Very complicated. Far too complicated for an old man with part of his brains missing. Fact. With a capital PH. I know. Oh, fuck. I know I'm live, and also I know there's motion detected. It's more than likely me who's the motion. You are? No, maybe not. Or maybe, I don't know. Wasn't sure when it happened. God, Louise said something. It was on the way back from Jeff. I popped into the wrong room. I apologise. Many apologies for the inconvenience. Yeah, that was what happened. See, what happens is, yeah, I'll do this now. Hoo-yah! There's that bar, which is the old bar. Hoo-yah! And this bar, which is a slightly different bar, slightly different layout, slightly less discombobulated. It's all like one set of wood. Ooh, good wood. One big set of wood. Compared to the other one, which is made up of lots of different sections. This is supposed to look a bit cleaner. Looks very clean, very clean. Yeah, it's sometimes it's difficult to notice, but of course, Louise with the eyes like a hawk, mighty hawk, noticed it straight away. 5:30 is sunrise in June. Today sunrise was 6:10. It's cray cray, and not in a good way. Jeff started early. He did. Jeff started as soon as he finished. It was his fault. It was him laying a marker down. Don't blame me for anything. In fact, you know what? If you're going to blame me for something, let's get it wrong right now. Fulham Chelsea is on tomorrow, and Everton Bournemouth is on. When do we play Bournemouth? Something of September. A day I'll always remember. Obviously not. Everton fixtures. I don't know. I don't even know when the next game is. That's how bad things are. Right. Saturday 29th of August, 3 o'clock. Is that still going to be... Oh no, it's away from home. Ah, right. Man United is the next home game, isn't it? Sunday 6th of September, 2 o'clock in the blessed PM. Have we got any? Oh, for fuck's sake! To be decided. To be decided. To be decided. Wankers. You like this one? Yeah. The taller chat is nice. I think it looks a bit cleaner. It's a bit more, and also it's a bit more in keeping with. Bear with me. So it looks a bit more connected. Better chance of catching up if someone is on the other platform. You missed the poster. It took you ages to get that right. Sorry, Mandy. Sorry. The whole thing is evolving now, isn't it? It isn't live. Bastards. How dare they? How very dare they? Oh, it's warming over the next few days. Yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know. All right, there we go. The other one's uploaded perfectly. I now need to work out what kind of thumbnail I can add for this other video. If we can go back from daylight savings, sunrise in December will be 10 o'clock. That'd be kind of cool, just to try, just for once. Also, sunset an hour later in December would be 4:30. A win-win in anyone's book. Warm in the next few days over there as well. Been kind of cool. It's been lovely here today. 19 degrees Celsius. Really, really nice temperature. T-shirt and shorts walk. And shoes, obviously. Doesn't look too good for the air show. Bollocks. Runny girl has just run past. Bloody air show. Bloody air show. When's that? Is that next Saturday, isn't it, the air show? I should print it out and stick it behind the lighthouse. I could stick it on the little the cubbyhole. Is it a cubbyhole? Where the fuse board is in there. That, see there? That's a knob. Look at my knob. That opens out, so that's wood. So I could possibly stick it on there, couldn't I? I could do that. Remind me of that while I'm printing off the Florida. I can't even say Florida. Florida flag. And also getting the right Michigan one. Es war super windy. Super windy. We've got more of that to come, haven't we? We're going to get very, very soon. It's going to be storm season. There was a video about that the other day on Instagram. Storm season is approaching. In the UK anyway, so I'm presuming you get the arse end of our storms. I don't mind that. Like last year when I went to Ainsdale Beach and there was a proper full-on storm, but it was still warm, which was nice. I don't mind it. It can be as rough as it likes on the beach. Nothing's really going to happen to you, is it? You're not going to get hit with roof tiles when you're on the bloody beach, unless you're very, very unlucky. I don't mind it a bit wild and wet. Oh, sorry. Still up, still up. Hally, hally ho. Tally ho. Ali's melted Maltesers. Filth. Absolute filth. Did you stick them all in your mouth at once? Air show on both days, Saturday and Sunday. It should be, shouldn't it? Saturday's the is Saturday the Arras? No, we won't go there. Yeah, I don't even know. It's Saturday and Sunday. I need to make sure that if the weather's all right, get a proper camera out there, because I've got a thingy. tin opener. Not a tin opener. What is it? A proper ball head. No, Frankie, no. On me tripod. I've got a right tripod. No, Frankie, stop it. It looks like Mickey Mouse, it does. Looks very Mickey Mouse. And of course, Ali just opened her mouth and swallowed. Frankie, behave yourself. It was, yeah, very Mickey Mouse. Very Mickey Mouse. And I bet you it tasted extra chocolatey. I don't know why, but it always seems to. I bought some during the heat wave of the summer and completely forgot about them, so I never put them in the fridge, and they just pretty much turned into a hot chocolate. It was fucking vile, man. Funny how different the weather acts just up there in Sweden compared to what one is used to. It would be very warm and no wind, and cloudy and windy, and much cooler and back and forth constantly. First you thought there were snails. What you get filming snails so much lately? You have been, haven't you? You've been the snails have been flailing. Oh, the arrows are supposed to be on both days. Then we will have them on both days. I will A B C D B B E E E B A B A B S and see where they're coming from on the app, or flight radar them, and I will try to be ready this time. In fact, do you know what? I'm gonna whip something out and show you it. Frankie. Where he is, where he is. How cute's that? A little mini tripod. A little mini desktop tripod which I can put on top of the car if needed, but I've also got two big tripods, but that's it. That's how big it is. Look at that. Look at it. Just look at it. It's beyond cute. And it's got the mic on. The Rode mic. Rode. And it's got the Ujima flip. The handle for following the planes. So I look like an actual cameraman rather than a limping, melty-faced prick. Yes, 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 I know. You can be both at the same time. Don't fall over. Don't fall over. Don't fall over. Een Kippers Road. Een Kippers Road. Ja hoor, een Kippers Road. There you go. Typhoon is Sunday only. Ah, that makes a bloody noise, that like. Look at that. Look at it. Wouldn't you drink that right now? Nice. It is proper equipment. All the gear, absolutely no idea. It's a bloody good camera as well, to be honest with you. With a decent lens on the front. Not quite the big lens. Have you seen the big lens? It's not even a big lens, to be honest with you, but it's a hefty chunk, isn't it? That. It's a hefty bit of glass. It looks like almost professional, because basically it is, to be honest with you. But when you stick it on the front of the camera, it looks very, very pro. That's a cute lens, I like that. 24mm. It's a good. I've got the other ones, the zoom lens, which is a nice. What is it? 20 to 60mm. So I should be able to zoom in quite well on that. Cheers, loud with the headphones, and we'll take your fucking headphones off, Esther. I can't control that. They're not really loud on here, to be honest with you. To be honest with you. I'll look into it. Auto translate almost as bad as auto corrupt. Shorter note, he's got shorter note. Short of everything. Has it got a spirit level on it? Can't see it, can you? It has. There's a spirity level there on the bottom of it. See where my thumb is? There's one there. The other two that I've got, the bigger ones, I've also got spirit levels in them. Because you need them, really. If I had the money, I'd get one of the ones that Potato Jet has done, which is, it's got like a gear on it, and all you do is you hold where you want it to be, and you press like a lever, and it shoots the 3 legs out. And if you're at an angle, it'll shoot one out that way, and it'll be that high, one out that way, and it'll be that high. So it automatically just stays where it is. It's amazing. You ain't moaning, got headphones on because of neighbours, wankers. Use it for the sunset streams. I don't use anything other than a phone to do the sunset streams. A phone will not fit in that. If it could, possibly I would. But I don't, because I use a phone. People wake up proper early in the morning, plus you hear me better when you get them on. That's fair enough. Of course. Very fancy. It was only cheap as well, that like. About 20 or 30 quid, and it's really handy for silly little things when you don't need a full-size tripod. Full-size tripods are about 6 foot tall, you know what I mean? Don't really need to be taking them with you all the time. Even though they pack down fairly small, there's a lot of faff involved, lots of faff. That's just a tiny thing. Stick it on the desk. Don't need to. It's got legs on it as well, so it does get a little bit bigger, but just stick it on the desk or on the roof of the car or something, and off you go. It's really good. Very handy. But then I've also got the little thing. I'll whip my little thing out for you now. That's a cute little one as well. A little Manfrotto mini tripod, which can also be used as like a selfie stick. Again, fairly cheap. That's the thing that pisses me off. If I had 2 hands, that would be perfect. As it is, you press your button so you can move the ball head around. I need 2 hands to be doing that. Otherwise, you do that and the camera just sort of faints. Yeah, but there's loads of stuff. Loads of stuff to make things easier. The unfortunate problem is I've got all the gear, no idea, as you say, and the stuff that I film is utter shit. Apart from that, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? So I need to try and find something to film, something that extends my ability. How can I get better at doing these things? I try with the postcards. Oh, get off. I try with the postcards. I fail with the postcards, but at least I make them. So I need to keep on practicing. Keep on whipping my equipment out and see if I can get better with it. The only way, isn't it? Keep playing with it until it's good enough. Fuck off, Frankie. And it annoys me because I watch loads of stuff on YouTube, obviously. And I was watching earlier on a couple of my favourite Japanese vloggers who are brilliant at what they do as well. Absolutely incredible. And they were talking about the camera that I've got. They've just bought the new FX5, which is like £5 worth of incredible cinema camera. And they were going on about the ZVE1, the ZVE1, which I've got, about it being one of the best cameras out there. Their stuff looks amazing. I bought the same lens, and then the 2 lads who I follow bought the same camera and the same lens. And theirs looks amazing, so it annoys the life out of me. Why can't mine look as good as theirs? Look out, Frankie. You sit like 4 metres from the telly, plus it's an old telly, so having the sound from the tablet to the headphones that you had during the World Cup works great. Plus you don't upset anyone. That's always a good thing. Keep your neighbours sweet, bruv. Tom's display on Sunday. Yeah, really. What's he displaying on Sunday? Filth. Absolute filth. Tom to Tom, Tom to Tom, Tom, where are you? He's on the oblong. What is he displaying exactly? Is he whipping his twin otter out? That's a plane, by the way. Usherfield, that's all I'm saying, just Usherfield. It should be good though. I like the air show. There's something about, even on shitty days, there's something about it. The sound of the engines. That's more than enough. So the weather's going to be awful, is it, Lula Bellatini? Lula Bellatini, oh, bollocks. Bollocks on toast. Rain all day long on Friday. Saturday, it's going to be sunny from about 5 o'clock till 7. Too late. Too late was the cry. Sunday, rain all day. What we might get is we might get a little bit of light rain on the Sunday, so the planes will still be out. So if need be, I don't really want to be using that in the rain, but one of the other cameras, I don't mind. I think I can get away with using one of the other cameras. Oblong Jim. What do you call me? No, oh, you mean Tom the Typhoon pilot? Aha, I know what you mean, yeah. He was the one that did the big ooh over my house a couple of months ago. Ah, that was Tom. Wasn't Tom in Gloucester yesterday? Are we talking our Tom or Tom the pilot? But a T-Rex. Oh, 20th Century Boy, what a tune that is. Different Tom, it is a different one. My dad was talking about T-Rex. They weren't allowed to like them back in the 70s, 60s, 70s as footballers because they were gay. And my dad talking about it when it was stupid. Absolutely stupid. Because for a start, he wasn't gay. The fact that he wore a little bit of glitter around his face and stuff like that. It was only years later. My dad, of course, suddenly just went, oh, fuck them, I don't care what they say, I like T-Rex. My dad's quite cool that way, you see. So what if he was gay? Does it really matter? And all the people that were moaning about T-Rex were into Queen and Elton John and stuff like that. Did you stop listening to them when you found out that the lead singers were that way inclined? No, you didn't. Does it fucking matter anyway? No, it doesn't. He's a good one. He's a good one, my dad. Yeah, but just never got into T-Rex early on because of that. And then years later, absolutely loved him. I tried to teach him how to play some T-Rex tunes. Because he plays guitar. He just couldn't get his head round it. And now I can't show him anymore. Oh. And I can't show my daughter. Devastated. She rang me up on Saturday. Friday night. Saturday morning, Friday night. She rang me up from the pub. Just to talk to me. Dad, I love you, you know. I don't tell you loads, but I do love you, you know. Oh, it just broke my heart when she said that. Yeah. And then she was talking about all her mates love me. Because I'm cool. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Because I'm into me music and I play guitar and stuff like that. And I've got a YouTube channel. Well, yeah, does that make me cool? Apparently it does. She was telling all her mates about I was going to show her how to play Master of Puppets by Metallica. And now I can't. So she'll have to learn it herself, isn't she? Footy players didn't like Bowie. The androgyny, they didn't. That when my dad was playing in the 70s and stuff like that, it was a different world. It was horrible. Although it does give him the little story that he likes to tell. They played Watford at Watford, and Elton John was the owner of Watford, so he used to go into the dressing room of the away team to go and shake hands with everyone. Just before he came out as being gay as well. So he went into the Middlesbrough changing room and shook hands with my dad while my dad was wearing absolutely nothing, completely naked. So his story now is, I've stood naked and shook hands with Elton John. Didn't matter. Doesn't matter at all, does it? You know what I mean? I wear cool hats, Big Popper. I try, mate. I try. It is nice. It was really, really nice of her to say. She doesn't have to say it, because I know she does, but just... And she wasn't overly drunk either, that was the main thing. I know I don't tell you very often, but I do love you. Ah. I just wish I wasn't injured, you know what I mean? Who's me da? Billy Ashcroft. Used to play for Middlesbrough in the 70s and 80s. He's got loads of good stories, obviously playing alongside George Best, playing against the likes of Johan Cruyff, Marco van Basten, Ruud Gullit, Frank Rijkaard, all of them. Dick Advocaat, all these mad players. He's got some good stories. Roommate of Graham Souness for a while. Donald, good morning to you too. Loving the videos at the moment, mate. How green is your valley? Stunning, man. Considering how bad things have been over here, with lawns being yellow and brown and everything seeming to die off, just seeing Ireland looking so beautifully green and luscious was gorgeous, man. I can't tell if it's green or not, it's dark now. Dick Advocaat, natural yoghurt will sort it out. Tom Ash, exactly. He was the manager of Rangers, wasn't he, Dick Advocaat? It's an unfortunate name because Advocaat's yellow and looks quite puss-like. You don't want that anywhere near your Richard. To Richard Advocaat. 'Tis yourself, so it is. Tom is the way he is. I thought I saw you yesterday, Tomash, and it wasn't you. Quite obviously it wasn't you, but there's a fella at the Hill Dickinson who's got a remarkable resemblance to yourself. Slightly bigger, not overly massively tall, but slightly bigger, slightly more hefty, a bit more thick set, but he sounded like you as well. So I thought to myself, oh, I haven't walked past Tom, have I, and not said a word. Like, are you on the gym of the Oblong? Donald, where's your pick? Oh, look at that, man. That is a bloody album cover, that. Look at that. You could use that as an album cover. I would have that as an album cover. Make an album out of that. Beautiful, man. Look at that. Stunning with the capital F. Stopped raining for a few weeks at the start of the hot weather, but it got pissy enough we didn't get any of it. But about 2 months we had no rain, which is why the entire place looks burned to a crisp. Burned to a bastard crisp. Oh, hang on. Tom the pilot has a mascot. Oh, hang on, there you go. It's a bloody dragon, look at that. Royal Air Force display team. Isn't that cute, little dragon? I'm not calling you a little dragon, Mandy, before you punch me in the apex. Oh, how cute's that? Very pretty, very pretty. Only one big popper, and that's the late notorious B.I.G. Yeah. Tom. How's Mrs. Tom? Can you hear me, Mrs. Tom? And how's Domingos Duarte? El gato más guapo del mundo, eh? Not long back from Gloucester, running around getting ready for work tomorrow, so you're not really here. Like Man City fans. That's what they sing, isn't it? We're not really here. No, it's not that one, is it? We're not really here. We're not really here. Like the fans of the Invisible Man. We're not really here. They sang that because no one expected them to be in the third tier of English football. It does look very yakkish, doesn't it? Domingo is glad to see you home. Mrs. Tom is in the bath getting herself ready for work. You two work too hard, man. Gloucester for cricket or buying cheese? Gloucester's no good for anything else. apart from maybe burying your entire family out in the back garden. Poor fella yesterday, having the misfortune of resembling you. He looked very clean, very, very clean. How did we play yesterday? Palace could have been 3-0 up in the first half, but we actually played quite well. Sorry. We actually played very, very well at times. Back of the net, ding dang. There's a bit more energy and youth to the team, with Tyreek George playing really well yesterday. Hayden Hackney particularly well. Harrison Armstrong looked fantastic. And Merlin Rurl. You gotta roll with it. It was superb. Loads of pace. Loads of effort. Hopefully we buy an actual right back. We'll be alright this season. You haven't yet caught up with the highlights on my postcard. The postcard was great. Andy Gray is on the postcard. You're grand, so it is, Ali. So I'm grand, so I am. You have to be very careful with what builders you choose in Gloucester. You really do. Say what you like about Fred West, but fucking hell, he was a grafter, wasn't he? 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd be in that garden with a shovel. Gloucester for goddaughter's birthday. Speaking of Gloucester and speaking of Fred West, I did watch the Netflix documentary series. Absolutely fascinating. Lots of audio interviews with Fred. Man, them two, insane. By the way, Rose West, young Rose West, hubba. Just saying. She looked a bit, she reminded me of Louise Werner from Sleeper. Fucking lunatic though, the pair of them were. Shagging everything that moved, including their own kids. Happy birthday to your goddaughter. And we are not mentioning the cricket. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it. The old bar sticks out a bit. Sorry, what? It didn't yesterday when I was in the toilet to Hill Dickinson trying to whip it out. For those who weren't on the live yesterday, I apologise now. That makes no sense. I wore the kecks that I wore last year as much as possible. I ripped on a ruined fucking sofa in the house, so I can't wear them. I've had to wear a different pair yesterday, and unfortunately, with the way trying to get them on was a pain, and it must have moved me bills around a bit, so I couldn't find the actual opening in the front of my undies. So I was there with my hand in my fly, trying to fish myself out to go to the bathroom, and it must have looked as though I was trying to tease one over the thumb when I wasn't. Which is ironic, because normally I'm trying to tease one over the thumb while it looks like I'm having a piss. There you go. You don't like cricket? Oh no. Did you see Andy viewing his stone? You did? You might have done, actually. I saw him walk past. I didn't realise what he was doing further on, but I saw him. And being a massive Andy Gray fan during the 80s, it was a giddy little thrill to see him. Really was. You're a bit disappointed with the Netflix doc, a bit tabloid. The whole thing's a bit tabloidy. Interesting. You have not just hubba young Rose West. Do you know what? Let's ask how everyone's doing here now. Seriously. Where's that pic of her? She looks like an indie bass player on that. She doesn't look like the fucking lunatic she ended up being. Fred, on the other hand, does. Fred looks like he might have been in a minorly successful Tom Jones fucking tribute act in Gloucester. The green grass of the garden. But she was, as a young girl, or as a young lady, she was fairly okay, Rose West. She turned into an absolute fucking lunatic, like. And then looks like something from the League of Gentlemen. Wild, yeah, heel wild. Did you see something about someone wanted for inappropriate behaviour in the South End, gents? Of which there are more now. We have one extra toilet. One of the ladies' toilets has been commandeered because there's a lot more men than women. And it worked out all right by the look of it. He's got a channel with Richard Keys, he has, which is a shame because they are a pair of dinosaurs, but he was an amazing player. The brother met John O'Shea a few days ago. Apparently he's sound. He looks sound, actually. He also looks like Paddy McGuinness, doesn't he? Don't like Jamaica, eh? I love it. Yeah. Hang on, I'm just telling people to Foxtrot Oscar. Ooh. Wouldn't mind this gaff in the trees. How lovely does that look? Should we just zoom in? Zoom in. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That looks like a film set. That doesn't look real. That does not look real. That's beautiful. Absolutely stunning, man. You always mistake her with Myra. Your sister looks like Myra. Do you know what she's another one. Myra Henley ruined a look for so many women in the 60s. The blonde hair, sort of black roots, proper full-on dye job. It was a look that a lot of women had, and then automatically, because of hair, they had to get rid of it, like almost overnight. As soon as you get seen like that, everyone just calls you Myra. Horrible, isn't it? The one with the white hair, that is the one, yeah. The white hair and the coal mascara around the eyes. She looks a bit like, I don't know, if Robert Smith from The Cure had fucked Billy Idol. She looks a bit like that. Lovely scenery, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Ireland's stunning, man. I keep saying this, I will say it again. Ireland is stunning. Wales is absolutely incredible. Scotland's amazing. England, we never blow our own trumpet. We should do. England is absolutely gorgeous as well. There's lovely parts of England. 20 years later, they call you Lily. They do, don't they? Yes, the Blom Bomb site, as she called herself, Lily. Birkenhead's second best, right? After our Tomash. The Blom Bomb site, what a name that is. Louisa's Kangaroos are not about today, no, it's Wednesday for Louisa's Kangaroos. Sundays is more about other stuff. Speaking of which, it is Sunday. Good job you reminded me, actually.
But Kipper's Vindaloo can't be good for you.
What has Kipper's been seeing this week? Flight cancelled as child refuses to sit down and fasten seatbelt. The plane was forced to return to the gate so the parent and child could be removed along with their luggage, but by that point it was too late for the flight to take off. A flight in Canada has been cancelled after a child refused to sit down and fasten the seatbelt. The Porter Airlines service had left the terminal at Victoria International Airport in British Columbia and was heading for the runway. According to the airline, a parent and cabin crew had repeatedly tried to secure the child in their seat to no success. The plane was forced to return to the gate so the parent and child could be removed along with their luggage. Remaining passengers also had to disembark while flight plans were refiled and other paperwork was completed. Open door, no parachute, take off. See him sit down then. Hoo-yah! Absolutely. As soon as the plane's like that, rolling down the fucking aisle towards the back of it. I want to sit down now. Yes, you want to sit down now, don't you? Just wondering, no problem, Ali Alio. Yeah, Mandy's not making 2 a week. How much work would 2 a week be? It's just stupid, isn't it? Whereas I have to upload 3 things every single week without fail. It's quite complicated doing these things. You have done Wednesdays, you have. Wednesdays is already loaded. Preloaded. Was in Shropshire a few times with your brother. So when your brother lived there in Telford. Plenty of lovely old little villages and towns like Ludlow. Good race course there. How old was the child? 28. Kippers is 100% right. They should zip tie him to the seats. That's what you do with problem adults, don't you? Drunken ones or violent ones. Match hatch and kangaroo pouch. That's a good reminder. I am going to have to make sure that the kangaroo pouch appears in the match hatch as well. Is Merlin Rurl in Louise's kangaroo pouch? Louise, can you tell us? Has a curly-haired German appeared in your pouch? Oh, in the story? I don't know. It didn't say. Straight jacket and duct tape on the mouth, sorted. No messing around from Esther. Fucking hell, man. Do you want us to take off? Sit down. Just in case. Just in case. That's gorilla tape. It's very strong. I meant to do something with that as well. I fixed what I wanted to fix, but I meant to do something else with it. Don't know. Can't remember what it was. There's too much of that going on. You are very, very child-friendly, aren't you, Esther? Child-friendly. There were some incredibly pretty chocolate box villages in the Midlands. Again, if anyone mentions the Midlands, all you think about is the Black Country, smoke, smog, industrial, heavy metal. No one ever thinks about the actual... There's loads of them, isn't there? Little pretty villages, here, there and everywhere. Birmingham, that's all there is. One big mad concrete city. Well, it's not. Not what it's like at all. In fact, there's bits of Birmingham which are absolutely gorgeous as well. How's me mar and me da, ali ali o. They are sound. Sound as a pound, cheddar. Yeah, it's just everywhere. If you look all over England, the UK we know about anyway, but in general, England, there's loads of places. Peak District, the whole of the Midlands, East and West Midlands and the Peak District and all that area. Bits of Shropshire and Staffordshire. There's loads of gorgeous places. Yorkshire, there's some of the most amazing looking towns that you're ever going to find. Lancashire is completely and utterly undervalued. Some amazing places there as well. Even the south, even the actual south, some nice places. How close are you, Ali? How close? Ooh. 510 away. That won't take long. And of course, you get the East Anglia, where our Steve-O and Helen live. Some gorgeous places around there as well. If you watch some of, like, Lovejoy, it's supposed to be set in, I think it's Suffolk, isn't it? A lot of it was filmed around Suffolk and parts of Essex. Absolutely gorgeous places. Loads of farmy fields and little cottages and things. Absolutely gorgeous. Getting close, Ali, getting close. If you watch something like Detectorists, which is an incredible show, very, very funny, but very gentle as well. A lot of that filmed was filmed around Essex, parts of Essex. Again, absolutely stunning, gorgeous. I think, if I remember rightly, Mackenzie Crook, who wrote it and appeared in it, owns a wood or a forest somewhere in Essex, so a lot of it was filmed on his land. Come on, Eileen. Do you know that's it comes from an album called Tu Rye. Is there a meaning behind that? Because it seems to me as though it was like to right, in Irish. To right, To Roy. Could it be that, or is it something else? To Roy A. Because he has got Irish family, hasn't he? He's fairly Irishy. Hang on, hang on. Sorry, just calling me mate a slag. Vera, which I absolutely love, is filmed in Northumberland. Northumberland is absolutely stunning. Wild, very wild, but gorgeous. Durham is also beautiful. In fact, the northeast, again, gets a bad reputation. Borough gets a bad reputation because of the ICI factory. They call themselves smoggies. It's like, fucking hell, yeah, I know it is. There's industrial lands, there's parts of the place which is industrial, but some really, really gorgeous, gorgeous parts of that place. Cleveland, man. Very nice. The detective thing Alan Davis was in was Jonathan Creek. Where was that based? It was in a windmill. Where was that supposed to be based? I can't remember now. But again, watch these TV shows where they're and have a look at where they're filmed. There's some absolutely incredible places. If you just get slightly outside of Manchester, you get towards Huddersfield, there's just little villages in between which are incredible. I mean, Louise will tell you where she is. That part of the world, there's loads of little towns and villages and stuff dotted around which look absolutely beautiful. But does anyone ever talk about yous? Never do. The only one they ever talk about really is Hebden Bridge. The only one that ever gets mentioned. Or there's a couple of other places where there's things that are filmed all the time. So Emmerdale or Last of the Summer Wine or a few other things are filmed around Yorkshire. So they sort of get a little bit of mention, but nothing else does. And it's weird. So pretty. And old, which I love. So sick of seeing smoked glass and chrome and stuff like that. Just nice to go out into the middle of nowhere where there's absolutely nothing for hundreds of miles apart from a few of these dotted little villages. One shop, one pub. The shop's got the post office in it. Nothing else. That's all you need. One shop, one pub, and a little community. Don't need any more than that, do you? Loads of fields, lovely brick. Gorgeous, man. Old sandstone cottages. In fact, I think Ainsdale woman, she went to Barlick when she was buzzing off the fact that it looked so pretty. The old sandstone cottages. She loved that bit of it. Looked pretty, actually. I might go back and watch that video. See if I can see you in it. I hate it. I don't hate it. It just pisses me off. When someone watches the same thing, and I know I watch MASH till the end and then go back to the start, but there's 254 fucking episodes of that. There isn't a Vera. There's about, I don't know how many there's, 30 episodes or something weird. It's just to the start, to the end, to the start, to the end. And if it was just one show, that wouldn't be a problem, but there isn't. There's also Heartbeat on before it, something else. Just the fucking same, every single day is the same. Good Morning Britain, quiz show, quiz show, quiz show, Heartbeat, Vera. Pisses me off. Killing Moon, what a tune. There was a car driving down the wrong way on a motorway in the UK too. Two police. That was in Cleveland, near Middlesbrough. Yeah, horrible, man. You watch nearly any mystery series from the UK that makes it over to the pond. It does look nice, doesn't it? Same actress is in The Substance and looks totally different. Totally. Malham's nice and has the cove and the limestone pavement. I need to get to Malham. That is just up the road from here. There's no excuse for not going there. It does look amazing. Closest village to you, Donal, has 5 shops and 2 pubs. You are in Ireland though. There's 10 people live there and there's 2 pubs. Now there's only 2 pubs. You don't need shops, you've got pubs. What else do you need in Ireland? If you need to buy anything, just go into the pub. What you need, I'll bring it round to yours later. You're like silent witness. I avoid all those things like the fucking plague. Shocking. Similar thing happened here. Do you know what? The same thing happened in Northern Ireland as well, didn't it? Jinxie was talking about it. I texted her the other day. She was going on about that. Isn't it some kind of craze at the moment? People deliberately driving on the wrong side of motorways and stuff because they know the police are not allowed to follow them. Crazy. Yeah, one in Northern Ireland. There's been a few in the Republic, isn't there? That'll drive you mad. You need to rotate the series. Well, that's it, you see. Despite the fact that I watch MASH all the time, because there's so many episodes, it doesn't feel as bad. But for things like on days where there's no MASH, I will watch Red Dwarf or Still Game or other series, and I watch things during the day. Like I've been watching old UK sitcoms. The Gaffer was on before I started this with Bill Maynard. Only When I Laugh, which is again so much funnier than I remember them being. Doctor in Charge, which I didn't think was funny back in the day. I'm watching it now. It's like, wow. Also, I absolutely adore Ever Decreasing Circles. That's back on now. I watch that every morning when it's on. Richard Bryars is fantastic in it. As is Peter Egan with his little his catchphrase, "Hello, Martin." How's that funny? It just is. And the wonderful Penelope Wilton, who ended up being Sean's mum in Shaun of the Dead, and does it very well. Married to Bill, is it married to Bill Nye? I think Bill Nye's the stepdad, isn't he? Boss film. You haven't seen the last series of Silent Witness? 56 1-hour episodes of Vera. It feels like there's 3 and they're about 6 hours each. Oh, good noise, eh? Your man was on it the other day in one of the episodes, James Nelson Joyce, the Scouser who's in Our City, is it? Happened multiple times. I've seen a couple of the funeral corteges going off. Have you seen Happy Valley? That's filmed not far from you. Yeah, nowhere can be far from you, really, can it? I mean, north-wise, nowhere can be far from you. There's a new older woman in it, bit less interesting. Series 26 or 27, situated in Liverpool. Silent Witness, you think's gotten more intense and dark each year. You have to be in better spirits in order to have better resilience for it. Oh, I get that completely. Some things you just can't watch in a bad mood or not feeling 100%. You loved Happy Valley, Esther. That's Louisa's background. Enjoyed Hinterland, having lived where it was set for a while. The City Is Ours. Him, the one who's in that, James Nelson Joyce, is it? I don't know. I don't watch these things. I hate Liverpool on screen, despite the fact it looks amazing, because it's always the same thing, isn't it? This is a show about fucking gangsters. Yeah, there's more to Liverpool than gangsters. All right, this one's about drugs. There's more to Liverpool about fucking drugs and gangsters. This one's about guns. Oh, for fuck's sake. Music capital of the world. Comedians and poets by the million. And what do? Drugs, guns, and fucking interfering with kids. It's ridiculous. The main character in Happy Valley is a good actress. Sarah Lancashire, would that be? Was in Corrie. Was riding Curly Watts for a few years. Curly Watts, of course, who was in the Smiths, or the band that was the Smiths before it was the Smiths, and is also the reason why the thumbnails for the live streams on this channel look the way they do. Fact. Because one of the first ones was Bin Lifters of the World, Unite and Take Over. Because he was in the band with Johnny Marr from the Smiths, I thought I'd try and make the original thumbnail look a bit like a Smiths cover. And that's how it started off. They don't really look like Smith's covers anymore, but it's just the same vibe now, isn't it? Yeah, the blonde woman, Sarah Lancashire. She was in Coronation Street for years, Don't think you've seen that one yet. I have to admit they all start to blend together after a while. They do, because they're all exactly the fucking same, Sam. Why don't people make new stuff anymore? It's always the same. Police procedurals bore the ever-loving tits off me. But I will say this, and I apologise in advance, Sam. The English ones are much better than the American ones. American TV is just fucking awful. There's always 6 or 7 people stood round in very sharp suits, finishing off each other's sentences, and all talking with that stupid voice they do, that you would never do in a drive-through. Never do it in a Mackey's drive-through. Really deep voice, and I hate it. Particular way of doing it. No, not for me, Clive. Not for me. At least the UK ones are a bit more grimy, aren't they? There's a bit more sheep shit in the UK versions. Less Gucci loafers, more sheep shit. There you go. It was about Happy Valley, but also Hinterland too. We just have to go back and see the names of what you watched. They're all the same. Some vaguely alcoholic looking middle-aged detective in the middle of somewhere where there's grass and trees and things. Oh, I don't know. Do you ever watch Broadchurch with David Tennant? And that would be Olivia Colman as well, wouldn't it? I think. Never watched it. Anything like that, just, nah, swerve. Definitely saw Broadchurch. Happy Valley's very good. About a policewoman, so good. Just it bores the fucking life out of me. I want something different, and there's never anything different. Which is why I have to keep going back to the 70s and 80s comedy. Just because it looks different now. I can't remember the last time I watched anything that wasn't factual or comedy that actually spoke to me. Nothing. Genuinely can't think of anything. And yet I will go back and watch things like Lovejoy and Pie in the Sky and all that stuff. 90s TV shows were boss back then. 80s, 90s stuff. I like all that. Everything's got to have some kind of twist to it these days. Why? Why is everything got to be a twist? Someone's an alcoholic, or someone's got ADHD, or someone's harbouring dark thoughts. They're in the police but they're harbouring dark thoughts. Or there's always fucking something. Just make good TV, wankers. Olivia Colman did a great Queen Liz in The Crown. Not watched that either because I despise the royal family with all my heart and soul. Tried to get me to watch Death Valley. Is that the one with Timothy Spall in it? Mandy. Is that one? Is that Timothy Spall and literally every Welsh actor who's ever lived? Because I do actually want to watch that one. I thought, and I apologise to you on this one, I actually thought you meant Happy Valley. So I wasn't happy at all with that. So yeah, but Death Valley, I'm going to watch that. I like Timothy Spall, he's brilliant. 2 Doctor Who's in Broadchurch. There's a song going there, isn't it? There's one, Shetland, do you like that too? Shetland looks amazing. Let me guess, is it a slightly alcoholic or troubled detective out in the wilds of Shetland? By any chance? Yeah, it is, right, I'm going to watch that one. Timothy Spall's brilliant. He's also responsible for one of the best things I've ever seen, ever. Which is in I'll Be the Same Pet. When they're in a pub up in Newcastle. And he said he used to be a dancer. So they made him dance. Put him by the dartboard, got the light off the dartboard and pointed it so it looks like a little bit of a spotlight on him. And he did a little bit of a tap dance in his Brummie accent. Stay young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful. Proper. Oh man, it's glorious. If you've never seen it, have a look on YouTube. What was it under? I'll Be the Same Pet. Barry dancing. Amazing. He's fantastic. He really gets into it. As do the rest of the cast. I don't think it was all completely scripted what they were doing, but genius. So good. I didn't when you mentioned I know, but I see I don't know. My mind just doesn't work properly. I do want to watch it though. I do. Royal family are great. They are. Especially Dave and Denise. Not that royal family. The Royal Family TV show is absolutely amazing. One of the best things ever made in the world, ever. And then its offshoot, Early Doors, is also equally as good. Wonderful. Main investigators have to be tortured in some way. It is a thing, isn't it? There's always some kind of shtick. Why did I say shtick? But it is a shtick, isn't it? There's always some kind of shtick. The thing you watched on Channel 4, which is situated in Liverpool, isn't about drugs, though you can't remember the name. Is it about guns? Is it about, I don't know, some kind of crime, by any chance? It always is. Still need to watch the new series of Ludwig. I've not even watched the first series. Was it any good? I don't mind David Mitchell, but he's a bit of a smug twat, isn't he? There's always a little bit of an air of smug twattiness about him. Oh, I'm so intelligent. And I'm banging a quiz show host. Well done, you. Ali, 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 oh. Ali, 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 oh. No problem, bon nuit, mon chéri. Be careful hanging off the Eiffel Tower tomorrow. Which is based on Southport. Tie your shoelaces, no running tomorrow. Girls doing gymnastics, what? Lula Bellatini, no. I have not watched Adolescence. But you know something I have watched? The Making of Adolescence. There's a YouTube camera and video making channel that did an interview with the two cameramen that made Adolescence. And they go into the technique of how they made it. Because it was one camera and they were having to pass it between them. Absolutely mind-blowing what they did, what they managed to do. Absolutely insane. But I didn't watch the actual show. Again, it just seems to be... There was one... there was another one where a young lad had been sexually abusing someone else. Set in Liverpool. So every single thing is showing the city in a bad light. It just always seems to be. Oh, I don't know what it is, man. Annoys me. It's an amazing city full of amazing people, and just everything that appears on the screen is putting us down in some way. Wankers. Yeah, I've not watched it anyway. But the making of was just incredible. Stephen Graham's a really, really good actor. Has to be said. No matter what he's in, he's always good. Ellis. Hey, Ellis. There was a police series made here called Single-Handed. When you watched it, it pissed you off. I should watch that, Single-Handed, on account of the fact that I can't use this bastard. You liked him in This Is England. He was good in Away Days as well, which is brilliant because it's about Tranmere Rovers hooligans. So it's loads of, oh no, don't. Oh, Lulu Bellatini.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It is there. Level 21. As in Ruth Ellis. The last woman to be hanged. Hasn't she just been given a sort of pardon? Or at least she hasn't been given a pardon, but the life sentence has been commuted. Too late after you've been hanged, but yeah. From Rill, she was as well, Ruth Ellis. Rill. Must be something about Rill that produces lunatic fucking women. Sorry, Andy. They drove all over the place to get to a place that was a mile away. Ah, mate, I'm the same thing. I was watching the 51st State and he had a car chase and I wanted to punch the screen. Because it went down, if you have a look at the football postcards that I do, I walk over the Bascule Bridge on the Dock Road, which is about 2.5 miles away from Water Street, which is where my office is. And they were going down Water Street, then it was the Bascule Bridge, then it was Victoria Street. I'm like, it's going here, there and bastard everywhere. They're going back and forward. But it's not for us, is it? It's for other people to look at and go, it looks nice. Oh, the black DCI is named Ellis. Ah, right. Oh, hang on, I don't know. Oh, hang on. That does sound familiar. It's not Idris Elba in that, is it? No, hang on. I seem to remember one being advertised and I can't think. Careful, Tiger, careful. You know I'm only joking, Mandy. Almost missed Louise going up. You very, it was sneaked under, didn't it? Sneaked under the radar. But I saw the exclamation mark. Ooh, what's that? 31's a good level. I like that. Oh. We're all getting the wires crossed. Well, no, he's in something. Is it? No, he's in Luther, isn't it? That's what I was thinking of. It's not Luther. Which is it? There's another one. I'm going to look for this now. Right, the TV show is called Ellis, isn't it? That's what it's called. And it's Sharon D. Clarke who's the detective. Stephen Tompkinson, who's from Middlesbrough, is in it. He was also in Drop Dead Donkey. Who else is in this? Mark Addy from the Full Monty. Some good folks in that, man. Carrie Lloyd, comedian. We don't use comedian anymore, do we? I like comedian though, it's a good phrase. And an Irish fella whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce, as it'd be incredibly offensive to our Irish friends. Yeah, it's called Ellis. There you go. Yeah, Luther is the fuck off. Luther is the Idris Elba one. I knew that as soon as I said it, but obviously wrong. Sharon D, Inspector Ellis, full title, an Acorn original. From tiny acorns, mighty oaks do flourish. You know, one of the maddest ones of those, right? And it's not even one of those. It's one of something completely different. Remember, I was talking about an American TV show called Oz, set in a maximum security penitentiary. There was gangs in it, so there's white supremacists, I think there's the Mexicans, there's this, there's that and the other. And then there's the the Brotherhood of Islam were in there as well. And one of the main characters who was in there, this American dude who turned into a full-on Muslim, was the very camp gay black fella from Sickness and in Health, Till Death Do Us Part, Alf Garnett. When he had a home help after his missus had gone. There was a really camp black lad who was in it. He is the main dude in Oz. So he's not American, he's actually English. Playing this really intelligent role, but also being very, very dodgy. That's him. The fella who was bouncing around, being really camp with his t-shirt tied up so you can see all his stomach and everything. Fucking mad. How's he got a job on this? How has anybody seen In Sickness and in Health and saw him doing that and thought, do you know what? He'd be brilliant as a Muslim lunatic in a jail. Just fucking perfect. Right, here we go. Do you know what? I'll show you it. Finn Olanchi. Finn Olanchi. That's just, there's no need for that. That's bollocks. His name, I think, Bill O'Loyd or something. Bill O'Layden. That's not even a real name. It's full of shite. Finn Finno long sigh, a long thigh. Fucking mental. Does look very Irish, doesn't he? He's got the Irish look about him. In Oz plays the actor Miller. Oh yeah, he is, isn't he? From SVU, he is. I recognised him. He's really good in that actually in Oz. Also, there's the woman who was in Rita Moreno, who was in Thingy, West Side Story. She was in that as well. I'm gonna have a look and see who this fella is and let you know who it is. Oz TV show. Eamon Walker, that was him. From London. What did he call him? Yeah, Eamon Walker. But he was a really camp actor in that, and then he turns up as the leader of the Brotherhood of Islam thing. The Nazi person plays Murder One with Stanley too. Oh, yeah. What was his name? Do you know what? There were some really good actors in Oz. It looked like it was a well thought out and well casted show. And the Irish fella, Irish American, not Irish, because they had their own little gang in there as well, is the ringer for a New Zealand cricketer. I only noticed this the other week during the 100. There you go. Strange, but there you go. Yeah, the Nazi one's really nasty as well, isn't he? I mean, proper full-on horrible in that show. If you've not seen that show, Oz, it's worth watching. It was on HBO, so it's very, very gritty. Lots of bad language. Lots of very adult material in it. Lots of violence. But very, very smart. The black fellow with the dreadlocks in the wheelchair at the start, who always comes up with that sort of a bit of an intro. Very, very clever, very intelligent writing. Brilliant. Like, I watch stuff like that and think, why isn't there more quality? Because so much of the stuff that you see, Special Victims Unit or CSI Miami, CSI this, there and the other, they're all the same. They're all copy and paste, and they're all just done to the same, exactly the same. You can see it miles off. You know exactly what's going to happen. As I say, they're all going to stand around with very, very expensive suits. Someone will say something, someone else will take over. There's no need for that. It's not what happens with police. You've seen live police stuff. Everyone just sits around drinking coffee and swearing and going, it's definitely him. Just go and fucking get him. Find him for something. You know what I mean? Don't finish each other's sentences with really deep voices, do they? Hey, I got my Calvin Kleins on. Fucking bollocks, mate. Hate it. Either make it completely realistic or make it completely unrealistic. Like Police Squad with Leslie Nielsen. You know what I mean? Make it like that so it's completely and utterly unbelievable. Fionn or Lindsay, closest you can get, depends on the dialect. If that's the closest you can get, how am I going to get anywhere near that? Thank you, Donald. The theme tunes for CSI were great. In that case, just play the theme tunes and then when it finishes, go to something else. I hate it all. No, by the way, Horace hasn't been on yet. Sorry, Mandy. That's him, yeah. J.K. Simmons, that's it. He was also in, was it Whiplash? Was he in that? He was in one of those films, wasn't he? A drummy film. He was brilliant in Oz, really was. Proper nasty piece of work. Nasty piece of work. A proper nasty piece of work he was. True story. But it was interesting, the whole thing about Oz as well. I think it was really interesting, the dynamic between the prisoners. So there's like a hierarchy between them as well, wasn't there? So you're seeing them how they fit into the overall hierarchy, how they fit into every hierarchy being below the person who was running Emerald City, because they were trying something new, weren't they? Just seeing how it all fits in, absolute genius. Not for the squeamish, not for the faint-hearted. Don't recommend it to your local vicar. That's all I'm saying. I say, those two gentlemen are doing. Yes, they are. Leave them alone. I think they love each other. So cool that it shows me as live on the Blue Sky profile. It does. I have to actually do that myself. And if you don't believe me, don't believe Tomash, there you go. It shows me as live. You click on your profile and it says, do you want to show live? So yeah, so you choose how long you're on for, and then you've got a little link. So if anyone sees it and thinks, what's your live? Click, in you get. In you get. Oh, I had a like there as well, didn't I? I like being liked. Donegal Irish is different from Dublin. That's way different to Connemara, and that's way different to Kerry. Sounds kind of Jamaican. It's mad, isn't it? I know what you mean. And there's an overall accent, but they're nowhere near the same. Definitely nowhere near the same. And you can tell straight away. Like, you can tell a dub, and you can tell someone from Cork a mile off. Ours isn't on. It'll be on somewhere though. They're always on somewhere. Just need to look for them. But I remember we used to have it on in the pub after hours, and it was gritty watching. Very gritty. Anyway, Mandy, are you there? Are you there, Mandy? Are you there? Don't be texting while Horace is haikuing. He gets upset when you do that. Anyway, it is Sunday. The cool wind blowing, dappled sunlight on small waves. It's summer's last dance. It definitely is summer's last dance. We've got a week of it left, and then we're into autumn officially. Oh, by the way, did you watch Bugsy Malone, Esther? Did you watch it? It'll be on somewhere. It always is. Just goes in circles. Red Dwarf was on BBC, then it was off BBC, and it was on Netflix, and now it's back on BBC. Just goes in circles, man. It's a very nice haiku. He's a very talented man, is Horace. Very talented, I find. I really like the way he writes. He's got a certain vibe. Mixes with my vibe quite well. And he's got gorgeous lips, doesn't he? Looks like he's been eating a bag of chips. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I haven't watched it because ITV, you've only got on your tablet. Ah, right. Oh, you wanted to watch it on big screen as well, didn't you? Ah. Definitely worth watching. It's absolutely brilliant. I haven't found any more episodes of World of Pub, but I started watching the first 10 minutes earlier. And it was really good. Can't believe how many really good actors were in it that I forgot about. Martin Freeman is in it. Jeffrey McGivern. Martin Treneman, who was Jay's dad in the In-Betweeners. No, he wasn't. He was Simon's dad in the In-Betweeners. He was also the locksmith in Mighty Boosh. The Mighty Boosh. And he was in Phone Shop. Has anyone seen Phone Shop? That was good. And Toast of London. Oh man, Toast of London. I need to go back and watch that. As well as Year of the Rabbit. 'Tis on Prime. I should be on Prime. We should all be on Prime. I should be on Prime. I had to go hunt down the other thing you've been periodically watching with Mr. Sam. Can you hear me, Mr. Sam? How is Mr. Sam, by the way, Sam? It's Norwegian. Oh, Wisting. Seen all of series 2, 3 and 4, starting 5 next. That was on BBC 4 over here. Normally anything that's Scandi and dark is on BBC 4. Wisting. YouTuber, if you're talking Bugsy Malone. It's on ITV Plus, isn't it? Bugsy Malone. The player, the ITV Plus player. Which if you've not got, you should do, because some really, really good stuff. ITV Plus has taken over from BritBox over here. So there's loads of really good stuff on there. In fact, I think they've added more series of Boone. I watched the first 2 series on BritBox and then it went. There was no more episodes and it went off there anyway. Now I think all these series are on there. I will have to start watching that. I might have to go back and start from scratch, but it was brilliant. I like that. I like Boone. Reminds me of my auntie. My auntie used to love watching it. No one else. She also loved Lovejoy. In fact, there was quite a few shows that she liked that I actually liked years later as well. Got good taste, my auntie. Not on Prime. Bastards. He's okay, good to hear it. Oz will be somewhere. Be hidden somewhere, just out the way. Some strange, like for me it might be hidden on Sky or something, being shown at 5 o'clock in the morning. They're always somewhere. They just move them from one platform to another. You'll see things that are on Prime disappear and then appear on Netflix, and then they'll disappear and they go on Disney Plus or something. Just constantly moving around. So you end up having to, you watch the first series or something, then it moves to Disney Plus. Oh, bollocks, right. I'll have to go and buy that now, so much the rest of it. Paramount Plus on Prime. We get Paramount Plus on Sky free of charge. I'll have to watch that. I've got Paramount on my phone. I don't think I have. But it'll be on there. I know you don't have Sky. I'm only saying, just say it moves from one place to another. That's what happens. And it's all done deliberately. So you start watching something, then it moves, then you have to subscribe to that as well. Then it moves again, so you have to subscribe to that. And by the time they're finished, you watch the entire series, you subscribe to 10 different things, and you have to sell a spleen. It's alright, they grow back. Not a problem. All these mad channels. Paramount Plus is free on Sky, as is HBO Max, Disney, something else. And we never watch any of them. Discovery Plus is on there as well. My dad watches that. I just forget about them, and there must be all kinds of stuff on there I want to watch, but never even think about it. Esther's sky's falling yet again. It's terrible, isn't it? If you've got no sky, at least it won't rain on you. True story. Oh man. Aching all over. Oh, dentist tomorrow as well, haven't I? Again, marvellous. What time is that? Calendar. Where are you? £9:30 in the blessed AM. That's alright, I don't mind that. Up at 8. Cup of tea. Nice cup of tea. Shower. It's a lot to drink though, isn't it? A cup of tea and a shower. 1,000 channels, nothing to watch. There's loads to watch. Unfortunately, most of it is utter shite. Like I said last night, watching that thing about Wales. That was on, and there was something else on another channel at the same time, which I thought I'd like to watch that as well. This happened to be at 2 o'clock in the morning or something. Perfect for flicking round. There's lots of that to be done. There's always something on there, no matter, because there's that many channels on Sky especially. There's always something. But you just keep scrolling past. I can't be arsed watching that. I can't be arsed watching that. I watched that 4 years ago. I can't be arsed watching that. There's always something though. why I like watching things like Talking Pictures TV. There's nothing on, just put that on. There'll be a 1930s black and white film on. I'll sit and watch that. It's brilliant, brilliant. Rarely ever turn the TV on these days. You don't need to, do you? Normally, wherever you want to watch, it's there. In your hand, on your tablet, on your phone, wherever it is, just there. Instantly. No arsing round. I find myself watching more YouTube stuff than anything else. My dad does as well, to be honest. Now that I've got him into all these mad channels, sort of car channels, he loves it. Loves it. There's an entire world opened up to him that he wasn't expecting. And I tried to explain to him what it was all about. You know wheeler dealers? Yeah. Well, there's loads of people who like wheeler dealers. Yeah. And because there's no wheeler dealers every night of the week, yeah, they go out and make their own version of wheeler dealers. Really? Yeah. Just watch this. Oh, I love that. Any more of that? Yeah, he's got 600 videos. And then his mate has got another 600. And he's got another 600. So for the next couple of years, just keep watching these videos. By the time you've finished, they made another 600. All right. Now, when you were a kid, you had 2 channels to choose from. Had a black and white telly powered by a car battery. Bloody luxury. Yeah, 2 channels. That's how it was, wasn't it? We had BBC One and BBC Two. Then all of a sudden, those Johnny-come-latelys from ITV turned up. Apart from the car battery, it was the same as you. I remember when we got Channel 4, and the world was never the same again. 4 channels. 4. And then you had to watch what was on because there was nothing else on. You couldn't choose. Your dad or your mum would choose what was on anyway, so it wasn't down to you, but whatever was on, as a family, you'd sit and watch it together. And normally back then it was fairly educational. Even if it was entertainment, there was something remotely educational. 1 TV per household too. Yeah, watch what the parents do. Way too much snooker and soaps. But then everyone got hooked on snooker and darts because of sitting down watching it with your parents. I quite like all that. I mean, I much prefer now just sitting on my own watching whatever I want to do, like, but I used to quite like that. And we all had the same kind of routine, didn't we? Sundays, go and have your bath. Make sure you finish your homework off. And then sit in front of the TV watching the same things. Whole family would sit around and watch Bullseye or Generation Game or something over here. We'd all watch Top of the Pops on Thursday nights. Everyone would talk about it the following day. We miss all that. We definitely miss Top of the Pops. They need to bring it back, but not bring it back as a youth programme. That was the problem. Top of the Pops was never a youth programme. It was just a programme about the charts. So everyone got to watch it. Dad could watch it for the Bowie, the rock stuff. Kids could watch for Adam and the Ants and whatever. Sex Pistols. Your mum be going, Grandad, we love you, Grandad, we do, and all that shite. Everyone used to watch it. Whenever you do it nowadays, though, there's some 14-year-old, some youth who's a grime artist. And they're all trying to make it as youth-friendly as possible. Don't need that, man. Just play the music. It's so easy to have fluffy stuff running on YouTube. Been so fatigued with the heat and other things that you've not followed anything with a storyline. That's the thing as well, Sam, isn't it? Genuinely. If you want to pay attention, you can. If you don't, you just want to zone out. There's always something to put on in the background. Just stick that on. Be alright. If I occasionally look over at the TV, there's some nice images with just some chilled background. What more can you ask for? Yeah, no remote and wasn't allowed to watch daytime, but there wasn't anything on in the 70s anyway. Normally kids programmes, wasn't it? From 3 till 5 or something. That was about it. Very fancy. When the battery was getting low, some fuzz would be on the screen. You have to swap it with the battery in the car. Then have to start the car and let it run for a while to charge. Had to be done. You weren't allowed to watch Dallas and Dynasty. I'm not surprised. It was fucking awful. Terrible. Oh, Chelsea Detective has new episodes. Need to watch that soon. That's Jason Thingio, isn't it? Can't remember his name. I know what you mean though. Wasn't allowed to watch Grease or Saturday Night Fever in the cinema. Ah. Last time you watched Emmerdale, it was still a farm and had Mr. Wilkes and Amos ran the pub. Amos Braley. Yeah. Bloody hell, you're talking old school there, aren't you? Was Annie Sugden still in charge? Was she still the matriarch? No plane crashes. None of that business going on. Proper rural life. My granddad always said watching Emmerdale Farm was the only fresh air he got during the week. Wasn't feminist enough. There's nothing remotely feminist about Grease or Saturday Night Fever. Quite the opposite, in fact. Although there's a theory, isn't there, Grease? The theory is that it's Sandy who's dying and it's a life flashing before her eyes. Sort of makes sense. Didn't have soaps. Better off without soaps. Fucking awful. There's no depth to them at all, is there? They try to, but it doesn't work. No gravitas. Corrie was the Jack and Vera era. Back then, do you know, I don't watch soaps. Back then, Corrie was actually quite good. It was quite funny at times, wasn't it? Hello, Vera. Shampoo, that, isn't it? Yeah, it used to be quite funny back then. Corrie was was always slightly more funny, and EastEnders is always more miserable. And I didn't really watch them, but they were always on in the background, and you couldn't get away from them. So, yeah, so it was all right. What did you wash with? No soaps. Felt left out when anyone at school was watching it. Feminist fare, hard to find in any era, but then definitely challenging. You could see stuff occasionally, but it was as rare as rocking or shite. Things have moved on. That's one thing. You look at the Sky nowadays. Genuinely, that 1,000 channels. If you scroll through, you can find something about literally everything. There is information out there. You can see if you're slightly different, you're not sat at home worrying. You can go on normal daytime TV and see someone who looks like you or someone who's going through similar issues. That never used to be the case. You'd struggle to see anybody. I remember seeing a thing about sitcoms, 70s, 80s sitcoms in the UK, and it was an Asian comedian. He was talking about it, and he was talking about curry and chips. Spike Milligan blacked up in it or browned up in it to be Indian. Looking at it now, it's so highly offensive, but this lad went, we thought it was brilliant because it was the first time we'd seen anybody who looked remotely like us and sounded remotely like us on TV. Looking at it now, he said, looking back at it now, how did they get away with doing it? But they loved it. They spoke, all the families, all the Asian families nearby spoke about it. Did you see it last night? From that, you end up moving on and you have things like Goodness Gracious Me, a show made by Asians, for Asians, which whites watched and loved. And it wasn't pandering to white audiences. It was 100% Asian. It was just funny, so everyone else could watch it. That moved things forward. We definitely didn't have that back in the 70s. Definitely not. Imagine that. Pitching that to someone in the 70s, a BBC executive. I've got an idea for a show. It's a sketch comedy show, right? Written by Asians, played by Asians, to an Asian audience. Asian crew. Asian sound guy. What? Not having that. Get rid. Change, man. Things have changed. Some people are trying to change them back to the way they were, and we cannot allow that. fight back against it, man. But as we've moved on so much, in theory. It is far more representative. Kids have got their own device now, they have. They can see whatever they want when they want. You only had a radio. Well, you're probably better off for that, though. There's more gravitas to radio. We talked about this last week. Listening to proper old school radio, where you have to make up what's going on anyway. If you're listening to like the equivalent of I don't know, the Archers, things like that, or a play at bedtime, when you have to listen to it and make it up in your own mind. It's good. Don't get that on TV. Chilean foster dad and Moroccan neighbours in the 70s. Yeah, so what you're used to seeing should be represented sort of on TV. I know it can't possibly be completely represented because people don't live in the same environment as each other. But it must have been horrible for kids, young kids of colour growing up, and there's absolutely no representation at all until all of a sudden some of these shows appeared, and a lot of them, the black and Asian characters, were just used as, I don't know, comedy punching bags. Then it moved on, and they just became normal characters, in the same way that the person who lived next door to you, who came from the Caribbean and who worked in the local hospital, was just a normal person. Not a joke, not a punchline, just a normal person. That's definitely more progressive than here. Margaret Cho was in a very short-run sitcom called American Girl. She had an awful time with trying to be what white execs wanted the show to be. That's the thing. These people don't understand. I'm convinced these people do not understand. If you want to pitch things to a white audience, everything is pitchable to a white audience. You're never going to lose that audience. To try and actually get other demographics, and there's lots of them, lots of people, trying to get them, you have to pitch things at them and make them feel seen, and your white audience is always going to be there. You love Desmond's, that's another one, there you go. A very, very black comedy. I don't use a black comedy, but you know what I mean, that a white audience absolutely loved on Channel 4, because it was never pitched at a white audience. It was purely, this is what happens in Jamaican barbershops. This is what our life is like in these barbershops. The one that you walk past all the time and just turn around and snarl at. This is what we do in these places. And it was really funny. White audiences loved it. And so it wasn't pitched at us, but it was funny. And I think that broke down a lot of barriers, watching things like Desmond's. All of a sudden we had something in common. Our dads are embarrassing but funny. Your dads are embarrassing but funny. Like, you couldn't have worked that out in the first fucking place, like. But yeah, all of a sudden it just broke down some of these barriers. Goodness gracious me, definitely did as well. Asians aren't funny. Asians just work in the corner shop. Yeah, but that Asian who works in the corner shop is fucking hilarious. Watch this show, I'm telling you. Going for an English, I think, is one of the most important and funniest sketches in British TV history. Turned it on its head completely. Brilliant. Comedy's brilliant for that anyway, breaking down barriers. If someone slips on a banana skin, it doesn't matter what colour they are. It's funny. Doesn't matter what the religion is. Doesn't matter what the social standing is. Everyone slips on a banana skin. There you go, funny. Hold your hand out, lift them up. Problem solved. It's a good leveler, I think, comedy. As long as you don't punch down. That's why there's not too many right-wing comedians, and those who are normally not really funny, just nasty. I remember seeing Andrew Lawrence, who I thought was superb, a really good comedian, and he was in Ideal. He was in the comedy Ideal with Johnny Vegas. I saw him and he was brilliant, and all of a sudden he started going more and more right wing, and what he did was just becoming more and more nasty, Not funny, just nasty. How big is his done? Yeah, exactly. Kiss my chuddies. All these mad Asian little catchphrases and things. Everyone started using them. Brilliant. Really funny show, that. Comedy breaks a lot of barriers. Women weren't funny, apparently. Not remotely funny. Not a single funny woman on the planet. Apart from, I don't know, Madeline Kahn, Victoria Wood, Julie Walters. Who's the other one? French and Saunders, Helen Lederer. All these people. Just really, really funny women from mid 60s, 70s, 80s. There was loads of them. Carol Burnett. She's making a comeback at the moment. Her and Harvey Korman and Tim Conway. Loads of their little sketches are now appearing on Instagram and TikTok and things, and people are realising just how funny these people were back then. There's always been loads of them. Marty Kane, yeah. Lucille Ball, old school, Ab Fab. There's loads and loads of them. Really, really funny women. The Royal Family, work of genius, written by Carolina Hearn. Another absolute genius of a woman. Hilariously funny. Whether she was doing stand-up, whether she was on the Fast Show doing catchphrase comedy, writing her own sitcom. Amazing. As Mrs. Merton. You can't tell me that women aren't funny. There's enough experience, enough people out there to just anything you want, any kind of comedy you want. There's a woman who can do it. Sarah Millican's funny. I've got an issue with her though. Which joke is she telling? Is the one about chocolate or the one about shagging? Because she only got 2 jokes. And she's a fucking Geordie. She is funny though. But there's loads of them. Hattie Hayridge, who was in Red Dwarf as the second Holly, was a brilliant stand-up as well. Really deadpan. Strange, little fights of fancy. Very, very funny. But yeah, loads of them. To sit there and say women aren't funny and then just ignore decades of hilarious women. People still do it. Men still do it to this day. Women aren't funny, really. Really. Have you never watched the TV? Because within the space of 10 minutes there'll be someone hilarious and she'll be female. French and Saunders are brilliant. Loads of them. Madeline Kahn's always the one for me that I would say, if you don't think women are funny, go and watch some of their stuff. It's not stand-up comedy. Some of it's not even out-and-out comedy. She's just amazing how she can, I don't know, generate the best laugh of all time. She can get the last little bit out of whatever it is she's got on the script. Genius. Chef was a great show. Was that Chef with Lenny Henry? Sarah's way funny than Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer has stolen all her act as well, hasn't she? There's YouTube deep dives into how much she's stolen, word for word, from other people. Terrible. Terrible. Can't be doing that. Some absolutely hilarious women though. Sophie Willan. She did a TV show, Alma's Not Normal, which is on, I think it's on the iPlayer on BBC, which was genuinely superb, based around their actual life of growing up in Bolton. Speaking of growing up in Bolton, Philomena Kunk. Brilliant. And Android as well. What the fuck, I can't remember her name now either. From Bolton. Very funny. Chef with Lenny Henry. I never watched that. His name was Everton, wasn't it? Or am I thinking of something else? Sarah Millican was innovative for making it acceptable to laugh at your own jokes on stage without making it look like a mistake. Amy Schumer's not remotely funny. There's only so much smelly vagina jokes you can take. Still need to watch Android. It is absolutely brilliant, by the way. Really is. With the fantastic Sue Johnson, who was the matriarch in the royal family as well. Brilliant. And was in Brookside, of course. Diane Morgan, so thank you very much. My brain went completely. She is brilliant. She's in Mandy, which is also really, really funny. If you like Alma's Not Normal and that kind of thing, you'll like Mandy, and vice versa. Very, very funny. She was also in Afterlife, the Ricky Gervais thing, where she's brilliant in that as well. Very good actress, Diane Morgan. Android is amazing, because it is really funny, but it's also quite poignant. And she plays it well. And so the chemistry between her, weird chemistry between someone playing a robot and someone playing an old woman. But yeah, chemistry between them is really good. So I don't think she could have picked a better person to play opposite than Sue Johnson. Yeah, Mandy's fantastic. Really, really funny. And only 15-minute episodes, so you can dip in and out whenever you feel like. But as Philomena Kunk, very, very, very funny. Just completely deadpan, talking to people, talking to like historians and getting everything completely wrong, and you can see them going, "Is she for real?" Very, very good. Diane Morgan. It'll stick eventually. That's what happens, unfortunately. My brain will just turn off. In Stride subscribes to Sarah Millican. She and another comedian are always live here. It's too annoying for you to follow. Can totally relate to Mandy. Ironically, you haven't watched Mandy. Mandy, you should do. Ignore the name. It's really, really funny, and she's brilliant. Like I say, if you like Alma's Not Normal, that kind of comedy at times about being a bit of a scruff growing up in Bolton, you'll like it. Really, really funny. Probably only picked that name as well because she could use Barry Manilow as the theme tune. Must have started off. I've got this great idea for a comedy. What we'll do is we'll start off with Barry Manilow. What happens next? I don't know, I haven't started yet. But we'll use Barry Manilow. There we go, sound. You're going to have to, it's really funny. She's really funny anyway. They've got a good few decent comedians in Bolton, to be honest with you. Sophie Willan, Peter Kay, of course. Phoenix Nights is one of the best shows ever. Can't find that anywhere. Oh no, it's on Daily Motion, I think it's on. We all miss In Stride. They must have legged it. You never watched it? Oh, Mandy. Sorry, I was very poor. I'm very poor myself.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
True story, you got a kiss from Sarah Millican. Her husband is a very, very funny man. Gary Delaney. There's a lot of one-liners, very, very funny. Also, very close to the knuckle. Must be a very funny householder. It's very special. Where did she kiss you? Sorry, go on, elaborate why. Did she kiss you at the stage? Oh, behave yourself, you fucking dickhead. Yeah. How did this happen? Please tell me you were pissed up one night in a pub somewhere. I just threw the lips on you. How are you? Come here, you little fucking cracker. Lenny Henry and Dawn French were also an item, they were. Were they married? I think they might have been married, actually. They were a long time ago. Not anymore. You know, the weirdest thing, right? Genuinely the weirdest thing. Dawn French was always the fat one, wasn't she? Always the fat one. Go back and watch French and Saunders when they first started off. Jennifer Saunders was fairly husky and Dawn French was like that. And it's weird watching them. It's the same dynamic, it's the same people, but just bizarre, blows your mind. Very pretty woman, Dawn French. And incredibly funny. Just when she's getting interviewed and like when she was on Graham Norton the other week. Just storytelling and, oh yes, unfunny women. Miriam Margolyes telling stories on Graham Norton. You can see Hollywood actors losing their shit completely. They just can't deal with it. That's when you know women aren't funny. Or why is he on the floor biting the fucking carpet like? Once Upon a Time in Esther. What? Must be about 20 years ago. She was playing a small gig and you went to see her with the then Mrs. Tom. Because you both caught her Radio 4 and were enamoured. All right. Yeah, too busy writing down each other's every move for new material in the Milliken Delaney household. I think he doesn't really use much material about her. She, on the other hand, does. Hung around to say hello and walked her to a hotel in town as she was unfamiliar with the area. Peck on the cheek as thanks. That's your story of your passionate moment with Sarah Milliken. 20 years later, she's still talking about it on stage. Yeah, Miriam's just... Oh, she's mad. You're not keen on Delaney. He is funny, but it's very much an acquired taste. If you're into your one-liners, I think you either are a Delaney fan, a Tim Vine fan, or a Milton Jones fan. Or Stuart Francis, who's better than all of them. I mean, the Canadian Stuart Francis, not, ooh, I could crush a grape, not that one. And when you got into Sarah Milliken, so to speak, she was very post-separation funny. She is funny, and I've seen loads of stuff where I piss myself laughing, but it's just got to the point now where it's either a shagging joke or a chocolate joke, and it's like, come on, move on from that. There's no need for it. A lot of comedy annoys me because it's samey. Like I watched a Chris Rock thing and everything he talked about was about being black, and I understand it. It must be sort of growing up in the States, it's difficult, and it must, for want of a better phrase, it must colour your experience with everything. But is he also not a father? Is he also not a middle-aged man now? Why has everything got to be about being black? I always look back at, I think Billy Connolly's the best comedian the world's ever seen. And not everything is about being from Glasgow or being a ship builder, a welder. You can just go on about everyday stuff that happens to all of us, which makes it more relatable. It doesn't all have to be attached to one overarching theme. Lots of comedians just have that one thing about them. Whether it's a lot of female comedians who probably ruined it for other ones by being too feminist. Especially during the 80s. Again, French and Saunders got dragged into this a little bit. Oh, here we go again. Someone talking about periods and tampons. Is that all they fucking got? Well, not really, but they're talking about it because it's part of their daily life. But they'll also talk about just the average, normal, everyday stuff. Running out of milk and having to go to the shops and the stuff that happened on the way there. Doesn't have to be about being a woman or about being black or about being gay or about being disabled or anything. It's just about you going to the shops. Something funny happened on the way. Tell us about it. The one-note stuff, it just annoys the life out of me. Should you mention Jimmy Carr or will he be beaten around the place? Jimmy Carr's a funny one. Some of the stuff is just deliberately offensive. Some of the stuff's really funny. And he's now turned himself into some kind of self-help guru, hasn't he? I don't mind Jimmy Carr. But again, I think it's the time and place for what he does. I like comedians who just are funny. Daily life funny. Dylan Moran is brilliant at stuff like that. Just finding the weird and going on surreal little flights with weird things that happen during the day He's brilliant. Tommy Tiernan is one of my favourite of all time. He's another one that just, anything that happens during the day, he can make funny. Genius, man. Connolly's the best ever, though. And seeing his brain work live on stage, I mean, I've never got the chance to actually sit there in front of him and listen to him, but just watching videos of him, seeing how his brain works, absolutely incredible. Or Bill Hicks, people like that. Just I get more social, more political, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's just being able to be funny about things that shouldn't really be funny. George Carlin, similar kind of thing. Brilliant comedian. For the same kind of, no, not same kind of style, same kind of reasons. Dylan Moran was brilliant in Black Books, he really was. Bill Bailey as well. Bill Bailey's brilliant live. He's another one, just mad. Something happened today, then all of a sudden, what the fucking hell, what's he talking about? But you're pissing yourself laughing. And also he's an amazing musician. Playing that on the iPlayer, which Black Books is on Channel 4, the app. It'll be on there. Because it was a Channel 4 show, not a BBC one. But it'll definitely be on there. Like comedians like that, yeah. Ones that can just, whatever it is that's happened to them, they can make it funny. And there's no overarching theme as to what they are. They're just human beings talking about things that affect human beings. Like most of the female comedians on Mock the Week, I've got an issue with that show these days. It's just lots of people on there who are not really funny. There was too many new people brought on who were not particularly good. Or they've got all the edge of a Satsuma. Frankie Boyle was brilliant on Mock the Week because he was deliberately obtuse. When they were all trying to be nice and corporate, he'd just come in and go, look this, and be absolutely lunatic. That's what made it work. And then having him and sort of the yin-yang of some of the other people that were on there worked well. All of a sudden, when everyone comes on and they're like, they've stepped off a Halifax advert, doesn't work for me. But there are some really funny. James Acaster's brilliant. Genuinely brilliant. He was on there for a while, but not anymore. The show he did was on the Beeb, not the iPlayer. Bill Bailey. Met Tommy Tiernan a few times, lived not too far from where he used to live. He was depressed as hell when you met him on stage. The first half of his shows can be funny, second half he goes nuts. I love that about him. There's loads of his stuff available on YouTube and he is incredible. The Black Priest stuff, I genuinely thought I was going to die the first time I watched that. Importing priests from Africa into Ireland, fuck me ragged. Sean Locke, absolute genius. Absolute genius. I don't think he was a comedian. I think he was just a really funny fella. Genuinely. And then he ended up doing stand-up. 15 Stories High, the sitcom that he did as well, was brilliant on Beeb. James Acaster on Netflix. He did a Netflix special which was 4 shows, which were all interlinked. And if you watch them all in series, at the end, loads of it sort of gets called back and wound in. It makes sense towards the end. Very, very funny lad. Surreal, intelligent. For me, the natural successor to Eddie Izzard. Similar kind of thing. Eddie Izzard stuff, loads of them. You'll get like 2 hours into a show and all of a sudden, oh wow, that's a callback to that. That's a callback to that. This all now adds together to make sense of what we watched earlier on. Brilliant. James Acaster does that. Was on Netflix and there's new stuff on HBO. Yeah, I've watched a couple of his shows. It's getting better as a stand. Oh, the Pret a Manger, the Pret stuff. I love that. With the bananas and everything, brilliant. as he's getting that little bit older and more experienced as a comedian, he's just getting better. There's another one which is Daniel Sloss, who's a Scottish comedian. I first saw him when he was 17 years of age, and he was funny, but he was just a kid. Then all of a sudden he's not a kid anymore. He's in his 20s, 30s, and he's just getting funnier and funnier and funnier, and really intelligent. Not unafraid as well to push the boundaries. He's got I think Daniel Sloss has got a double stand-up set on Netflix as well, called Dark, I think. And he's got a disabled sister, and he's talking about her. And you think you shouldn't be joking about this, but when he talks about it, it's like, oh my God, this man obviously has got or had a disabled sister. He's lived through this. I am listening to what he says, and you're seeing someone's opinion, whose opinion actually matters, while he's also still being funny. Genius. Daniel Kitson gets rave reviews. I would love to go and see him. For those who don't know, Daniel Kitson was Spencer in Phoenix Nights. Let's get ready to rumble. He was absolutely lunatic in Phoenix Nights. Everyone who's seen him, he never goes on TV. He doesn't go on panel shows. He doesn't advertise his gigs really. He just pretty much word of mouth, turns up and everyone's there waiting for him. Absolutely, he's a comedian's comedian. That always speaks volumes. Sean Locke was the same, a comedian's comedian. I saw someone talking about this again. Who was it? Might have been Mickey Flanagan talking about Sean Locke. When you've got a comedian's comedian, when everybody who was on the show, or everyone that was on the on stage during that night, stays to watch one comedian, and you've got a room full of comedians just watching this one fella on stage, that's when you know that fella is something special. Normally they get the money and piss off. These all wait, have a beer and watch the main man. Sean Locke was like that. I think Daniel Kitson's got the same reputation. Daniel Sloss, great. Pain you can't see him anywhere, just live shows, mainly in the US. It is at the moment. His shows, I think he's got a website where he sells or he streams his shows. Brilliant, very, very funny, very intelligent man. And he's got an Instagram or a TikTok channel where he shows clips. Very, very funny. He's good in the US because he's liberal, anti-gun, and doesn't mind being opinionated and annoying people. And it goes down well, but also it winds people up, winds up the right people. If you can watch him, he's genius. Marvellous. Marvellous. Not sure about Bill Burr. Bill Burr, some of his stuff I really like. I didn't realise he was a comedian. I saw him in Breaking Bad, and then all of a sudden, why is that fella on stage? Oh, apparently he's actually a comedian who was in a TV show. Got you. Yeah, some stuff's really good, but I've not seen enough to make me mind up, I don't think. Yeah, loads of stuff on Esther. Loads of his stuff on Esther Insta. Check it out, man. You Funk Soul Brothers. Should do. If you've not seen Tommy Tiernan, make sure you watch him as well. I think him and Billy Connolly have come the closest to me actually literally pissing myself. I've had to hold on and then quickly run off. That kind of laughing. Genuinely hilarious. Hilarious. Also Steve Hughes. If you've not seen him, it's worth watching him. Australian comedian. Very politically savvy, very liberal, very, very funny, more than anything else. He does a brilliant thing about being gay or being called gay at school. Because he's from Australia. Everyone was playing rugby league. And he wasn't. He was doing cookery, I think it was. And he kept saying to him, "Are you gay, mate? Are you gay?" When yeah, you lot are showering together. I'm in a room with 12 girls making cakes. Just turns everything on its head. He's brilliant. Yeah, the thing about what did he say? Oh yeah, he's got a mate. He said he's homophobic. He shouldn't be, but he is. And that was it. He's not like I want to make excuses for him. No, he shouldn't be, but he is. So why don't you like gays? Don't like them? They're not real men. What do you mean they're not real men? They fuck other men. It's just the way he does it. He turns it on its head brilliantly, and it's great the way he does it. Yeah. What do you want? I want a girl, soft, feminine. What do you want? I want to fuck a bloke. Just turned on its head completely. You know, gay, it's the new straight. See if you can find that. Stephen Hughes, gay, it's the new straight. I can't do it the way he does it, but it's genuinely a work of genius the way he does it. So it turns it on its head completely. I think people are expecting it to be offensive, but it's just absolute genius. Really is. Speaking of comedy, how was Dwight McNeil on Saturday? He done all right. He got loads more space than he's used to. Tommy T had a radio show for a while. Oh yeah, him and his mate called Hector. I saw he did a Channel 4 Comedy Lab special years and years ago. He was like a boy when he was on it, and he was talking about his mate Hector going for a sneer. Hector, coming downtown for a sneer. You wait outside a barber shop on a Saturday for some vulnerable middle-aged woman to come out with a new haircut. For the sneer. Brilliant. Anyway, what's the name of the Scouser with the knife? That one's funny. Oh, that's Paul Smith. Right. Lots of people don't like Paul Smith doing his crowd work. The one with the knife, Machete. Fuck me, that's hilarious. Absolutely superb. If you don't like Paul Smith, watch Machete. You might change your mind. It's an actual stand-up comedy bit, not just, hey mate, where you from? You're a busy you lad. None of that. Yeah, Paul Smith, Machete. Fucking hell, man. I think I lost it when I seen that as well. Daniel Sloss has been showing up in your feed. He is really funny. Yeah, very funny, edgy stuff. Casper had to dip out for a bit. No problem, no problem. We've decided women are funny. It's been decided tonight, women are funny. There you go. The world still turns. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Oh man, comedy, it's so good. It's so good. Very funny. Machete takes the piss out of the audience. But it's just, the Machete thing, when he's talking about it, I can see it happening. I've seen stuff similar to that happening in Liverpool, so I know what he's going on about. But it's fucking hilarious. He does his crowd stuff because it works well and it made him a load of money during COVID, but he's more than that. Or he should be more than that. They are very funny. Sometimes when they don't mean to be, which is the sign of someone who's genuinely funny. Yeah, if you've not seen Tommy T, and it might be on Channel 4, Comedy Lab. He was really, really young, and he goes on about doing Latin in school. I'll see if I can remember what the Latin was. Puer et magister, avanti ad Colosseum, ad pungus in molungus fungus. There you go. I watched it that often that I knew the Latin word for word, and the way he says it with a Navan accent, sorry, is just bizarre. When he's talking about Navan, that's the thing that got me, I think. Let me explain Navan to you. It's a culturalist fucking hole of a town. But oh man, this is my kind of guy, this. An arts festival. Sure, have you not got a fucking shopping centre? I'm definitely watching more of this guy. And I did. And he was in Farther's Head. What more can you ask for? Oh, man. More comedy. Yeah, Hector. Yeah, I remember him talking about that. His mate Hector. How mad's that? And he does his, he's got a chat show, hasn't he, Tommy T, in him? Where he brings on, I think Ardal O'Hanlon was on one of them, and it's funny, but it's also lots of heavy hitting kind of things as well. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he almost became a priest at one stage. Of a load of family in Cavan, blacksmiths and boilermakers. I know we talked about becoming a priest, and when you see his stage show, you think, how on earth could you ever have been a priest? I mean, you'd never get to a funeral without pissing yourself laughing for a start. Genius, absolute genius. I love when he's talking about he's over in the States. Trying to rid himself of the toxic optimism of people constantly saying to you, have a nice day. Yeah, have a nice day is lovely to Americans. To an Irishman, it's a threat. What? I'll have whatever kind of fucking day I want. Brilliant, absolutely love him. Brilliant. When someone said to me, you have a fundamental darkness about you. He has. He's got a fundamental... Navin, yeah. But that's such a funny fella. Really is. Anyway, been on for ages here. What are we on? 11:15 in the blessed PM. There's no need for that. It's too late. Too late for all this dancing. Apart from the other dancing. Blacksmiths and Boilermakers Toronto 72 did an amazing set. Really did. The electric zither player had the whole crowd dancing. Amazing. Anyway, dancing shoes on. It's that time of night. You know what time it is. Come on. Let's do this thing.
Another great night here at the Bells Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-stream soak.
I think you'll find it's a pocket actually.